Hello and welcome, race fans. When I tell you it has been a week for the AAA Broadcasting headquarters, it's been a week, but we finally made it back around here to the Vigilante Racing League here on Wednesday at night as they take on this tricky track here at Talladega. They've had a rough go of it the last few weeks with some short track and dirt track racing, so don't think that all the bumper banging action is over with, because we got a fun race here tonight at this technically 2/3 mile racetrack, but close enough to 2.5, so we'll just call it 2.5. But these drivers are going to be in store for some wicked wild times here tonight, so let's get this party all started with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching. We see you all out there in chat. We'll get to your messages here in just a moment, but we also have to say a big thank you to the race sponsor of Blue Fox Properties in Dave Mayberry. Give them a call at 520-850-4189 if you're looking to buy or sell a house in the Tucson, Arizona area or anywhere across the country. Let Dave and his 18 years of experience help you buy and sell your house, as this housing market is just getting absolutely crazier. You can ease that craziness with that free consultation that he offers. So don't delay and get yourself a good quality realtor today. I am Alan Brown, and I cannot tell you how tired I am of technical bullcrap. And I am joined by two of my best friends here, Mr. Alan English, joining me here in the booth. We're live once again at the almighty Kingdom of Speed here in Alabama, and these drivers are in for a tough task here tonight.
Yeah, this track is a monster. Okay, you could race 4 wide here. We've seen these guys do it. It's not preferable. Hopefully they save even, a lot of the 3 wide action for a little bit later on in the race, and we get some clean laps in at first. So, this league is very competitive, so we don't really know how these guys are going to be as far as aggressiveness early. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be a lot of fun. Super speedways are so much fun. I think I can speak for Adam too, and when I say, it's some of our most fun stuff to watch, because there's, at any moment, you could have one little thing happen. It just triggers a chain of events that, cause the big one and put some folks out of the race, or, put them in a difficult situation. They do have some fast repairs here, so these guys do have some second chances available and third chances. So looking forward to see what kind of fuel strategies and stuff we see towards the end of this thing. So looking forward to a great race here at Talladega.
And that we are, and looking forward to all the fights trickling on over from Martinsville down there on pit road. Mr. Adam Turner. And Adam, I know these drivers still have a little bit of angst and anger in their hearts from last week, and they're gonna have to be careful not to let that bubble over here. It's gonna be 94 laps, which is a ton of time to be racing door to door, bumper to bumper here tonight.
Yeah, let's let the hatred flow, but let's let it flow a little bit later on in the race, and that's what tends to happen. I think some payback might be had near the end of this thing. There's too much going on a track like this for anybody to really get payback until kind of the end of the race. So I think we're going to see good racing. 94 laps, that is a long time here at this gigantic 2.66 mile track. So I'm looking forward to it, and let the haymakers fly at the end. We're going to start with 2 fast repairs tonight, 70% fuel, unlimited tires, 17x. You'll start to get accrued penalties, and 6x after that as far as incident points, but there will be no disqualifications. As a 96 on the track, nice and sticky, it doesn't matter. We're not going to eat through tires tonight. This is going to be a good one.
And that indeed, as we get ready for tonight's race here. Well, apparently technical issues not over with yet, as overlay not quite wanting to work exactly quite right. But either way, looking forward to having a great race here this evening. No problems weather-wise. There's no rain falling down here tonight, so thankfully everything on that front is a-okay. Bringing us to what tonight's key to the race would be, and that is find a dance partner. Whether you love them or hate them, you're gonna need to take 2 to tango here tonight.
Yeah, you can't do this by yourself. This is all about pack racing, drafting. If you're trying to go out there and do it on your own and not work with anybody, you're wrong. You're going to have to work with some folks out there, even if you're a 1-car team or 1-truck team. In this case, you got to go out there. Whoever's pitting, pit with them. If you don't have a pit partner, find one. Come out of the pits with somebody. If you don't, you're going to be in a world of hurt. And when that lead pack comes around, 12, 14 strong, and they're doing 20 miles an hour faster than you, it's going to be a bad day for somebody. So definitely find somebody to work with, especially when you're pitting in and out.
I want to see somebody have a bad day. I just want to hear some anger. I want to hear some people arguing a little bit. Rough it up, let's get a little rough tonight.
Sure.
Just a little bit, a little door banging. This is a great track. You can run 3 wide here for quite a while. So I don't know. I love these. You champ to champ to chump in no time. Any clown can win Talladega. It doesn't matter if you're in the back, you can win this thing, and that's the beauty of these giant tracks.
That it is. Give me a second here, guys.
Technical.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's running the mothership up there. Are you in charge of that space?
The command module.
There's a satellite that's coming down tonight. There's like a 32-hour window. Yeah, it's 600 pounds. Brown, can you maneuver that with your fancy computer, or is it just going to kill somebody?
Well, knowing my luck at this point, I could be aiming at the middle of the Pacific, but it lands somewhere in the middle of Africa. Going how things have been going here lately, as we're kind of getting close to qualifying, ending here in just a minute. Current held number 1 spot by the 751 of Mike Adamson up there, followed by Jess Vaught. A lot of good times running out there, as we can go ahead and tell these fine folks at home kind of what's been going on here the last week or so. Some of you might have noticed that you went to go and watch the video on Thursday, right around afternoonish, and then, well, the video wasn't there from Martinsville. Well, that is because we got copyright struck. Apparently NASCAR thought we were too good at our own jobs and didn't like what they saw Of course, kiddings aside, everything's all fixed up. So Martinsville is now on up there. And for your viewing pleasure, and of course, last night we were supposed to have the HCK Beagles Racing League season opener last night, but unfortunately, some people decided that my internet company deserved to suffer more than what I already suffer for having them. So we were not able to broadcast that. We're working on some things, looking at maybe doing a kind of like a broadcast replay, either Friday or Saturday night here. So stay tuned, and you should always subscribe and ring that notification bell. That way, just in case something comes on up that you don't want to miss, as looks like qualifying has come to a close, and we get ready to get things all launched on up here.
Sir, we'll start with our starting lineup here in just a second. We want to thank everybody for joining us out there in YouTube land. Team Anderson out there in force, along with some others, some Vought family members as well. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank y'all so much for being subscribers. We're up over 325 subscribers now. And that's thanks to all your support out there. We sure appreciate each and every one of you.
That we do. As we head on down here for the starting grid, starting us off is the 751 of Mike Adamson, guiding that front lane around. He's going to have the 33 of Jess Vaught to his outside. Team Limitless and Vigilante Force, they've been known to go at it here at these tracks, and well, they're getting started off strong. 753 Jeremiah Burke was going to start right behind his teammate there in the 751. In third, the 28 George Rincon. He's got some help around him there too for Team Goodweiser. He's starting in fourth with the 82 Mike Everidge starting up there on the inside in fifth. 81 Jonathan Osborne starting here tonight in sixth, with the 123 John Gallagher finding himself up inside this top 10 for a good starting spot. How about that for the Bad Luck Green Machine? For 13, Earl Evans, Mr. Sponsored, Not Sponsored. He's going to start here tonight inside that top 10 in eighth. The 7 of Jonah Long will find himself starting here tonight in ninth, with the 013 Brayton Laster trying not to do what he did to his poor old ARCA car there, and he's getting a good starting spot in 10th.
Yeah, and thanks Kyle Vaught for pointing out. Welcome back, John Osborne, man. Had a big move to New Jersey. He's finally got that 81 truck back out on the track. Welcome back, Jonathan. It's good to see you. One a day of a fight will start in 11th. 12th will be the 4 of Deion Jones. Russ Endicott in the 57 will be 13th place. Outside row number 7, Trevor Robertson in the 64. The 68 of Dustin Wade will be 15th. 16th is Sean McDonald out of Canada in the 23 machine. The 785 Greg Dobson, also Canadian native there, starting in 17th place. The 18 of Andrew Player will start in 18th place. Robert Chipman in the 58 will be 19th, and rounding out your top 20, the 98 machine of Michael Taylor.
And some of these here may change because of EOLs, but we'll start with 84, Josh Bittner, 21, 48, Jack the Ripper Dixon out of Canada, 22nd, 01, Kelly Keel, 23rd, 746, Limitless Guy, Dale Adamson, 24th, 90 of Daniel Baker, 25th, 55 double nickel Ricky Wittenberg, 26. Looks like Dave the Gambler this time, Mayberry. He'll start 27th. Albert Anderson, America's Driver, 28th. Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eden, 29th. Greg Klein, 30th. And that 92 machine, Austin Paul, 31st. Andrew Cawthon, 32nd. Chandler Paul, 33rd. Dustin Reilly, 34th, and David L. Kelly. Looks like he'll round it out in 35th.
Big field.
Yeah, it's a huge field. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And that it will be, as the pace truck guys, these guys on around through turns 3 and 4, getting ready for that big dive on down into pit lane to get us to that green flag for the first time here tonight. We do see you out there in chat. We got Lofi Evans, even though he's driving the race car. I know he was mentioning stuff earlier. Kyle Vaught, of course, joining us out here. We got who's that for Baker there? Is it Jade or Jude? Looks like Jade Baker going out there cheering for Daniel. You got Ethan for now. He's on out here. Oh man, Dale Adamson.
Jordan Baker, yeah.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of people on out here as we get ready to head on down for the first green flag of the evening. Side by side, they all line up, heading on down through the trioval and back down across the line as here we go. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight at Talladega. Man, look at all those penalties all lined up on that outside lane. The 33 quickly tucks down underneath and into the bottom lane right behind that 751 of Mike Adamson, realizing that that top line really not going to get much help right now. But the 28 still staying strong out there. He's still got some help right directly behind him as, oh, there goes that 33, seeing that outside line get up that run. 753 now lining up with the teammate of the 751, making their way down through turns 3 and 4. Again, reminder, 94 laps here tonight. I believe the caution flag for midway will wave right around lap 47. So these guys have a long way to go as they complete lap number 1 here. Not too much of an incident to talk about. Some shuffling, some side drafting going on, but for the most part, everybody looking all locked in here this evening.
And thank you, Taylor Provax, for joining us. Pulling for the 33 out there, saying a lovely night for racing. Let's go Vigilante Force. Evil Affairs out there pulling for the Orangutan team. And Amanda Wade pulling for her... Let's see. She's pulling for Dustin Wade. Trying to get a top 20 here to qualify. Watching Wade's brother race at Brownstown in late models. Oh, very cool. I love the real life racing too.
Oh yeah, you can't beat that. But this is probably the best thing we got going to simulate it as far as the value. As far as the value simulator too, this is really good stuff. It looks like we are at Talladega, and see how the guys up front, looks like the air is kind of blowing off these trucks, and some of them kind of causing them to squiggle a little bit there. Brown looks like almost a snake at times.
And sometimes, if you're close to the truck in front of you, it does pull some of the downforce off your nose. And if you don't know when the turn is coming up, especially if you get a late steering input or something like that, you can slide up the track. So we'll see some of these guys slide up the racetrack when they go into the turns occasionally. The banking here is just insane. So
well, and I was watching Jonathan Osborne, 81. He has been out of the rig for a while. So he's probably a little rusty. He's having a hard time keeping it straight, getting used to his new setup there, I guess in New Jersey now. So I'm glad to see him back, just like you said earlier. And he is running in the top 10 right now.
Excuse me for a second, guys, as more technical stuff is going on.
Well, we want to thank the Anderson family for joining us. Kathy's here, Edith's here, Albert's dad is here. They're all pulling for Albert Anderson out there in the 747 truck. So thank y'all so much for always being here with us, being loyal fans here to the VRL. And thanks everybody else for being here tonight. Baker's got some family members out there. Jade's out here. Jordan's out here. So thank y'all so much for showing up tonight, pulling for Dan Baker in that 90 machine. So great action so far tonight. Some green flag racing out here. These guys giving each other plenty of room. We're keeping it 2 wide here so far. Adam, I don't think I've seen any 3 wide stuff here so far. Usually you get some guys that are tempted to go start a third line early on the outside.
Yeah, I think they're being smart right now. You're going to see that third line build at some point. We watched some of that race Monday night. I did. I can't remember. Were you with me?
I did. Yep.
Yeah, just a touch of it. And they were running 3 wide for quite a while, and they were running very smoothly. So they will get into 3 wide stuff a little bit later. I think right now they're just putting some laps in.
Speaking of farther back in the pack, you are starting to see some 3 wide racing around the 20th position. See if they can get that sorted out before too long. But this track is really wide, right? I mean, you can run 4 wide here So 3 wide's not too bad, but fatigue is going to set in. It's very stressful to run this close together with a whole bunch of other trucks. We got a 35 truck field out here tonight. So, mentally it's going to be draining. These guys are going to have it rough out there, but check out the 14, the 37, 747, all running that high line. They're coming up on John Osborne right now on his back right quarter panel. And it looks like they kind of run out of momentum on the front stretch. Let's see if they can keep it together. Maybe make some more ground when they hit the back stretch, the Alabama gang super stretch there.
There we go. Looks like we're going to start the 3 wide 14s up top. Is that Eden?
Yep. That's who I'm watching right there. That line of trucks, that's the one I was talking about.
They're pushing forward now.
Yeah, look at the run they get on the back stretch. That is just Talladega. That's how it works. So you're going to catch up on the backstretch. They hit turn 3, and now they're going to start losing ground until they get back around on the exit of turn 2. But it's look how much they've benefited from it. So they're making it work. So they're going to continue with this strategy. Even Kelly Keel on the back end of this little train of trucks here. We got about 4 or 5 trucks running together now, taking advantage of that outside line.
Man, I guess I was wrong. I thought they'd wait a little bit before they started this. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of took me by surprise, too. And thanks so much to the guys out there running AAA broadcasting on your hoods and on your tailgates and stuff. We don't pay for that. These guys are just nice enough to help us out and spread the word about AAA broadcasting. Thank y'all so much. Mike Adamson continues to lead that lower line. He's got a teammate right behind him. That's how they started. They started first and third, and they're helping each other out right now. The first row there behind Adamson is his teammate, and then Jonah Long there. And then right behind them, you got Gallagher in the 1, 2, 3, and the 33 Jess Vaught. So here we go with the conundrum. Do you be aggressive early? We're seeing some of these guys doing that. They're running that high line. Adam, where are you kind of at? I think we both kind of like to ride kind of in the back of the lead pack and just try to stay out of trouble.
Stay on the lead pack, but maybe 3 to 10 car lengths behind. As long as you can catch the draft, you need to have time to negotiate what's going to happen in front of you. I would be riding in the back. I would not be aggressive right here at all. Very conservative early on in a race like this, because it's going to happen. There is going to be a crash, and you really don't want to get caught up in that.
Well, speaking of Adam, Albert Anderson, I don't know if he had contact with the wall or didn't like what he was seeing up front. He's sliding to the rear here. He lost a ton of positions. But great racing continuing up front here, and about the top 20 cars in this lead pack.
Yeah, you're not kidding. As we got the sound volume all back on up there as that Limitless team. Ooh, a little bit of a firm bump there from Jeremiah Burke. Sends that 751 kind of squirrely all around. That's given the 7 of Jonah Long a pretty good run here, but not quite enough to get out in front and take that lead away. Still a good push behind that 33 of Jess Vaught. We also have some guys still stuck up there, up far against that outside wall, just trying to keep that momentum going as we remain 3 wide racing here, going on to lap number 11. Which, that's pretty early for some 3 wide here, boys.
Yeah, it is. I'm enjoying the heck out of this so far, though. They're doing a heck of a job. End of lap 47. You're right there, Brown. That's where our end of stage is going to be at the end of lap 47. Hey, stage points matter, don't they? I mean,
that they do.
Top 10.
We always say, man, like the people that made it into the playoffs. I mean, some of the final people last season were because they picked up that 1 extra point. Ooh, as we had looks like John Osborne up into that outside wall. I don't think he's quite calibrated everything just quite yet, as there goes the 33 of Vaught. He's tired of being behind a pink truck, so he's going to go up to that far outside lane, try to block that 14 of Dustin Eaton. Team Tang on the move, up 24 spots from where he started here this evening, trying to make that outside line work with the 37 of Dustin really there as well. Another one of those guys that had a penalty to serve here early on to get this thing kicked on off from Martinsville, but already right up there at the front. And any time that you can see that 37 truck around you, you know you must be doing something pretty good.
Well, that and he's getting up there with some of his teammates and stuff. Kyle Vault pointing out that, hey, Vigilante Force, they're all getting back together up there. They're finding each other, so y'all better watch out. And, you got the Eaton up there, also Team Orangutan. Pretty good job out there. Look at the Goodweiser guys right through they're owning the middle lane right now. You got Robertson, Everidge, and Rincon all running that center lane. That's not really a popular line to run, but these guys making it work. They're holding their own up here, maintaining some position as the 13 bad luck machine goes below the yellow line.
He must have wanted to get out of there or something. Vaught just dipped down into that second line in front of Everidge.
Yeah, that center line just having a bit of an issue trying to maintain that pace with that outside lane continuing to side draft off of them. And you're right there, Mr. English. Side draft works a little funky here. You can get the turbo tunnel sometimes, which launches you forward, but other times, in this case, that top lane is basically sucking all the air off of those cars in that middle lane, taking speed away from them and essentially giving themselves a little bit of a parachute.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way the air works on these trucks. It's odd to think about it that way, but it absolutely does. You wouldn't think that just riding beside somebody would slow the other truck down, but it does. And thank you so much for Albert's Pop out there for that comment saying, hey, man, with all the 3 wide up front, might be a good idea to kind of lay back for a while, let things play out because as we've seen, the front couple of lines, front couple of rows of trucks are not immune to accidents happening. Just because they're some of the best racers on the track doesn't mean that they can't get involved in accidents with each other. And we've seen that take out half the field before. So, yeah, if I'm one of these guys that's towards the back of the main pack, I'm going to try to stay there for now.
Well, I have an analogy for that. I mean, kind of in the world I have lived in, it's like it doesn't matter how good you are, who you are, bullet doesn't have a name. So it could strike you at any time. Bullet ain't got no name, right? So that applies here. You could be the best driver, no matter what, in any iRacing thing, and you could still get taken out. I mean, it's crazy Talladega. A lot of luck happens here for the winner of this one tonight.
And as we're riding around here in the gyro cam of the 98 of Mr. Mike Taylor, making a charge up here through this field. You can saw there he laid back just a little bit. Now he's willing to jump up on there into the mix, and he's making up spot after spot after spot, getting all that draft of the trucks there in front of him, and he launches himself right up here into the mix of things.
I love the gyro cam because it really gives everybody at home a sense of how much banking is here. Even in the tri-oval, as you just saw, there's 20 degrees of banking or so in the tri-oval, which is not a tight turn. So just goes to show you.
Little bit of sideways contact there between the 37 and that bottom line, but everybody able to hang on to it without too much of a scatter. Big hard shove down into that kind of middle lane there. We got cars going around. We got some contact. 98 going around. And we're going to have some after effects.
Mike Taylor, I almost read Ethan's comment saying, let's go Mike Taylor, and I saw him go sideways there. So it wasn't broadcaster cursing.
No,
well, hold on a second. I did go to his in-car as he was making those moves.
That's true. You did do that.
Oh, man.
We'll go ahead and blame it on you. Yeah.
All right, however,
a little bit of that was netcode, maybe.
Those guys were awful close.
They were very close. I'm not going to doubt that, but
As we head on
Yeah.
up for the first time here tonight to our chopper camera, which really tells the story of the tape. Here you can see the 4 of Dion Jones, who I also put on camera earlier here tonight. Just getting tied up there with Taylor, and the 1 of David Fight just nowhere to go. Gets into the 0-1 of Kelly Keel, the 4 of Dion. 57 of Endicott as well. Did his best to avoid any of the contact going on down there. But from what could have been an even worse wreck, some good avoidance there from these drivers.
Yeah, it really was. And Taylor, I think Taylor came down a little bit. There it wasn't net code. It was an actual incident there. But hey, it happens, man. It's Talladega.
Yeah, that it is. But that brings out our first caution here of the evening on lap 17. So these guys had a pretty good run going there, and as I'd expect, pretty much everybody all coming down and in as we watch this race coming down off of pit road.
This is going to be a fuel only, I think, guys. Sure, y'all may or may not agree with me. I don't see these guys coming in for tires. They're going to top off the tank and get the heck back out there as fast as they can and try to make some track position here on this short stop.
Yeah, if they're getting tires, I think that's an accident where they didn't push the right button for the pit box. I agree with you on this.
And indeed, as the 33 is going to win that race off of pit road, 751 of Mike Adamson did miss his box on the way in, had to reverse a little bit there. So a little bit of a mistake for the silent assassin, allowing that 64 Trevor Robertson to scoot up a couple of spots. George Rincon, Jeremiah Burke, Mike Everidge, Dustin Eaton, Jonah Long, and Brayton Laster all make up your current top 10 as they make their way down and out of pit road.
Well, great discipline by everybody. You could tell a lot of these guys did practice. Coming into the pit lane, it's a little bit easier under caution. Don't get me wrong, but everybody minding their P's and Q's, and no speeding tickets issued this go round on the pit lane.
Well, it's easy when you don't have the pressure of, it's under green flag. You got to get in and out. Everything's got to be perfect. You want to do it quickly.
So I had my disclaimer.
But there's always somebody that
Sure.
can still break the rules. Yeah.
Well, so far, Dustin really in the 37 machine-yard hard charger of the night so far, up 28 spots, guys, in 7th.
Wow. Dustin Eaton right behind him, Dustin with a Y, up 22 in 8th. So that's a pretty good run those two guys have made, the Dustins.
Yeah, you're not kidding there, as we do have some people joining us here on the face cams. One person we were expecting to see, don't see him. He's at least out there on the track. We were looking forward to seeing Brayton Laster join us here on those face cams, but let's head on over to, gotta find people's names. Love big fields, hate trying to find names in them. Like the 72, Mr. Chan the Man. He's always out there with the driver camera all up and ready to go. Thank you, Chan the Man. And right behind him, you also got Dale Adamson in the 746 machine, having to serve his penalty for some misconduct over there at Martinsville, but serves it well and is able to get on up there and through. How about this? You got Greg Dobson, and I think Greg Dobson's pops sitting there in the background cheering on
Excellent.
Cheering on the 785. Good to have you with us here, Greg, and Greg's pop. If you're not Greg's pop, sorry. Let's see here.
Hey, some of it just some of us just look older, and we're not. So yeah, that's happened to me a few times.
Absolutely.
Not by you, Brown. I'm not.
No, of course not. Never me. I know not to make that mistake, but we also have the 68 of Dustin Wade jumping on here as well with those driver cams, part of that Team Tang. Always happy to have him on out and about. Interesting view there. You can actually see that he's got some cat or dog feeder in the background. That's always fun to see what people got going on in their background.
I love it when people put different camera angles up and stuff. And I know we tease Earl about it a lot, but one time we even pulled it up during practice. Earl's cruising around, one hand on the wheel, I think, and he's eating a slice of pizza with the other one. Just you never know what you're going to see when you got these cameras on these guys.
That's my kind of driver.
Yeah,
I
sure.
personally would have a hand on the pizza, hand on the beer, and then just drive with my knees.
Well, who was that ran for? Ran for Wood Brothers or somebody, and had a cigarette lighter installed. And they would go around smoking a cigarette. They had full face helmet on.
It was everybody in the 70s, man. They all had that going.
Yeah, this was a little later than that, but I
trickle.
agree.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Going back to green here after this huge long stretch here on the front stretch, it's very strange how they have the
Start finish.
The start finish line is so far down the front stretch. But either way, this is some fun stuff. About to kick it back off.
That indeed, as here we go back into that Geico restart zone we go. 33 of Just Fought with the 64 of Trevor Robertson to his outside. Going back to green flag racing here. You got the 751 Mike Adamson right behind the 33 of Just Fought here, giving him a big ol' shove. You can see there the 28 of George Rincon trying to team up with that 64 Gorilla Glue machine. He could use some Gorilla Glue right now to stick it to that front bumper so he doesn't ever leave the 64's tail end here. As we head on down the back straightaway, some shuffling going on here as there goes the 753 Jeremiah Burke with a big shove to Mike Adamson as he jumps up to that outside lane trying to get that lead spot back. Oh, the 37 and the 33 make some contact. 33 goes down onto the apron. Whew, great save there by Jess Vaught.
Big Rick behind him.
Yeah,
Anderson.
Albert got spun up high during all that. So you're going to have to take a look at that one, Brad. I'm not sure what exactly happened.
Mike Taylor was in that one, and so was Dave Mayberry.
I think the checkup affected everything down the line.
Oh, it absolutely did. Well, how many times have you seen a car accidentally get bumped in the corner, go down to the apron, and then a big thing comes out? So these drivers were prepared for it, but Just Fought having a fantastic save down there on that bottom side and able to get things all collected up. And this caution's actually going to save him. He was going to be shuffled all the way to the back, but he's able to maintain a little bit of position there, staying right around near that top 10 as we kind of take a look at what happened. Ooh, just a big old, looks like a big old body shove there from the 747, maybe a little loose. Got the I think he got on the brake or something. Yeah,
huge checkup by Kelly. Anderson taps him, and then looks like the Limitless teammate pretty much got into Anderson there, right? 746.
He tried to look like he tried to dip out of the way, but he didn't go far enough. The way that truck jumped, I don't know. Well, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Nah, it's 49 getting checked up there. That's the 49 of David Kelly. And Anderson just nowhere to go. He couldn't do anything but slam on the brakes and pray. And unfortunately, he ends up taking Dale Adamson there. A couple guys getting beaten and banged up from that one.
Austin Paul had a close call there. Did he end up escaping that? I think maybe he did. Looking back at the 3.
Well, let us find out here.
Live. Nah, he caught a little bitty scratch from it. That could have been a lot worse.
Ooh, goodness gracious.
Oh, man. What these guys see, and it's just the adrenaline just starts pumping when you see stuff like that in front of you. And it's an incredible piece of driving just to hold it straight.
It's definitely nerve-wracking for sure.
Ricky Wittenberg with the lucky dog getting waved around the field here. He'll get a lap back.
Yeah, well, that's going on. Let's take a look back and see what Jess Vaught did here. Normally we focus on the wrecks that caused the caution. Well, this is a heck of a save done by Jess, and the 37 are really maybe just holding on that little bump draft action a little too long, and he's not even squaring up the squaring up the bumper as they're going into that's turns 3 and 4, loosening up that truck for Vaught. And talk about a great save down onto the apron. Almost gets that thing to about 30 degrees or so for getting it all collected back up, and did a fantastic job keeping it straight and able to drive right on out of it.
Yeah, that's his buddy and his teammate there. Didn't mean to do that, but look who took advantage of it. Team Limitless ducking down right there and taking those positions now, Adamson and Burke. And now look who you got right there in what, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Goodweiser. Team Goodweiser up there with a great group of trucks. These guys work together so well also. So let's see what Team Goodweiser can do up here. You've got Robertson, Rincon, Everidge all running up there together. Let's see what they can do up here in these trucks.
Well, that's the best part about pack racing is the teammate.
I love the team stuff, yeah.
And I like how usually what we have seen, like all the teams, the cream kind of rises to the top, right? The best teams end up in the front, and the best racers end up in front, and we have a lot of fun, and then it makes a lot of strategy choices as far as, are you going to hold everybody, going to get up front on your team and hold everybody back behind them, or are you just going to hold the line or one line? It's just interesting, especially near the end of this thing.
Yeah,
so many different options.
That indeed, and what I forget who we were talking to last week from Goodweiser. I remember, English, you asked them specifically, you guys got a game plan going into Dega, and they said, well, we got something, but you're just going to have to wait and find out. Well, here we go.
True.
You got Goodweiser locking it all on up here inside of this top 10.
I think it was Mike Everidge we were talking to that man, we've been working on something, but we ain't going to let it go. We ain't going to release any details on what we're doing, but these guys obviously they've got something in the rice cooker here, so we'll see how they do here. But Limitless in front of them, you got a Limitless guy and some Vigilante Force, all of Vigilante Force behind you. So Goodweiser's going to have to really pay attention what's going on, not only in front of them but behind them. They're going to have to protect so they don't get railroaded here, as you got a couple of teams here that are really good at working together also. You really got to play defense here.
Yeah, like you got that 33 of Jess Vaught. He's all lined up with the 92 of Greg Klein, looking to get his first oval win here this season. Tonight, he's gotten a win over there at Circuit of the Americas, being the road course, and we all know Greg loves his road courses. But
he's been to Dakota a few times.
Yeah, he's trying to pick up that first oval side win here this evening. Of course, you got that 37 of Dustin Riley. We don't need to mention how of a big show killer he is out there, leading the charge there for those guys, all lined up. Essentially, it's not 1, 2, 3 position wise, but they're lined up 1, 2, 3. As we get ready to jump back here to some green flag racing, we're going to get the 751, 753 getting things started side by side. Do you think they're going to try to control both lanes here, Alan, or do you think maybe someone's going to lay back and try to open up a hole a little bit?
I don't know, man, but if I was them, I would change up my strategy every restart. That'll really throw some guys for a loop because they're in contact with each other on the radio. So, always maintain communication is very important.
Well, that was a interesting restart, to say the least. The 751 Adamson will hold the lead. It looked like they were trying to get things all matched on up, but the 64 Trevor Robertson did a great job playing spoiler there as we get all back up and running and up to speed. Looks like some calmness hitting these drivers for the time being. Here comes that 28 of George Rincon, kind of stuck up there on that middle to outside lane right now, right behind that 753 Jeremiah Burke, but they're losing a ton of ground as that bottom line is absolutely freight training it right now. Here comes the 785 of Greg Dobson, one of our friends up there in the north, but look who's right behind him. The 01 Kelly Keel sees that move and slides right on up there into that middle lane with him.
And look, here comes really starting the third lane. So all the teams trying to outthink each other here. And, well, if you're going to start a lane, I'm going to go up there with you. And, well, if you're going to go up there with him, I'm going to start a third lane. And, oh, man, look at all these guys running. Vigilante Force got 3 trucks together on the third line, running outside of the Goodweiser 28 truck and 82. Looks like the Goodweiser guys found each other again after being separated. And look who else is in the mix. You got the 746 truck coming up the middle, trying to find his teammates. That's Dale Adamson, trying to find some other Limitless guys up here. He's got a few trucks to pass, though, to get with them. Let's see what
we got bobbing and weaving as that outside lane with the big charge. 37 Dustin really jumps on down 1 lane, now 2 lanes, taking control of this race. Jess Fott still stuck up there on the outside line. Does have some help from teammate Greg Klein right there still as well, but there in the middle, you have that 785 of Greg Dobson guiding that middle lane on around. But look at that big run from the outside. 92 getting up into the outside wall, scraping and banging. Oh my goodness. The 33 got just enough of a run down that straightaway that he was able to jump down in front of that 785 before that top line lost that momentum there, getting checked up. So some squirrely air happening around here at Talladega, as we do expect. Lieutenant Andrew Cawthon locked in on the bottom lane here behind the 57 of Russ Endicott. The 123, John Gallagher, he's trying to grill up a good finish here tonight in that Kingsford machine.
Oh, very nice little segue there. That was pretty good. Kyle Vaught saying the force is back together, and Dave Mayberry is up there with him in that 29 machine. Don't count out Dave. He's a pretty good race car driver. We got the 01 of Kelly Keel. Looks like he got up loose a little bit in the wall there. He's starting to slide back in that third line.
And it looks like he is going to get some help here. The 92 Greg Klein, after scraping the outside wall there himself, finds a friendly face there in Kelly Keel. Although meanwhile, up here at the front, 37 Dustin really picking up some lead laps here, up 34 spots. He had to start way in the back after serving a penalty there. So great run here for Dustin, as the 751 of Mike Adamson still sits there kind of right right there behind him. Jonathan Osborne making a good comeback. He's been kind of up and down here, but he's flirting on a top 10 right now. Ooh, Dale Adamson right there in front of him, getting a little squiggly there with some of that side draft.
Adam, I know it's early, man, but we know that the stage break is coming at the end of lap 47. What are you starting to think as a driver out here, starting to prepare for maybe a green flag pit stop? Because I don't know if a lot of these drivers are going to make it all the way to the end of lap 47.
Well, I guess it must have been a rutabaga for how long he's had to step away at this point. But Alan, that's a great question. A lot of these guys last pitting lap 17, but we do have a few guys here in the mix that did come on down lap 21. That may not seem like a big difference to you guys there at home, but boy, oh boy, when we say that's a huge difference, I don't see a difference in we're talking I think that's the difference between making it and not, because at 47 to 21, doing some hillbilly math here, that's 26 laps versus a full 30 laps. I don't know if these guys can make it a full 30 on these fuel tanks.
I kind of doubt it. What are we running, 70% fuel here tonight?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Team Limitless, they've got 3 trucks in a row here on the outside line as they go around through the tri-oval. Yeah, we got you, Turner. What you got, buddy?
Nothing. I just said 70% fuel.
Oh, okay.
I had a slight emergency, so I had to handle that here.
Man.
I'm just trying to join back in for all the fun, as we're 3 wide here, yeah.
Oh, 3 wide as a shuffle hits the midpoint of this kind of main lead pack going around here. We still have 35 drivers all up on this lead lap. 33 of them are all grouped up in here. You can see the long coat trail train on that bottom side kind of drifting on back from people trying to maintain some patience here. It's really just Mike Taylor and Chandler Paul. I think they might have drifted out to the back end and lost a little bit of the draft as we're going side by side with teammates here. And here comes the Team Limitless driver of, who is that? Dale Adamson up there on that far outside lane, getting some help from other Limitless teammate Albert Anderson after getting into that wreck a little earlier on. He's ready to get his nose right back up into this fight.
So if I'm Greg Dobson or if I'm Mike Adamson, I might want to check up just a touch, just to let your teammates in the outside line maybe get a little bit ahead and drop down.
Man.
I'm just thinking out loud here.
You can think out loud all you want there, my friend, as we got a big shuffle there as the 33 of Jess Vaught realized he was absolutely surrounded by a team of Limitless drivers. You had all of them up there all at once, and for a second it looked like we might have some team-on-team contact. But everything figured itself out as Jess jumps down in front of his teammate, the 37 of Dustin, really to take the lead here. So now the 746 of Dale Adamson guiding this kind of middle lane around with the help of 747, and I believe that's the 785 of Greg Dobson. Greg Dobson, one of those guys, he'll even tell you that, you know, the mile and a half and some of these other tracks, he may not be the fastest. He kind of relies more on strategy. But here at Talladega, it's anybody's game, and he's showing he's got some worth here tonight.
Absolutely. If my untalented butt can win at Talladega, pretty much anybody's got a shot at it. I'm not taking away from any of the skill that these drivers have, because if you don't have any skill, they're not going to let you run here in VRL. This is an invitation-only league, so all these guys know what they're doing out there. But, yeah, man, this has been a lot of fun. And you talked about the coattails earlier, about the too wide and back. Jerry Clower used to call that a claw hammer tail jacket. I don't know if y'all know who that is.
Oh, my God. Listen here. I mean, I'm old enough, but I'm probably the only one that knows who that is and had a record of his or something.
I had his cassette tapes, yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm older than you. I had a record.
Much older, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just ancient, you know, just like dust. I might as well give up now is what you're saying,
Yeah,
right?
just
quit. Yeah, probably need to.
Jay Baker out there pulling for the 90. We love our Baker fans out there. Thank y'all so much for showing up, too.
Tell you what, no, I'm just commenting on other stuff. You know, we've seen some good racing, but I like Andrew Cawthon's number 10 Bad Boy Mower Machine. That's a cool looking paint.
They make some good equipment.
They do. Those things are solid, yeah. So that's a cool paint. But
what they say, you can cut a football field in like 10 minutes with one of these things?
There's some, they make some good ones, yeah. My neighbor has one.
Chopper. Well,
those are good too. The Bad Boy Mowers, that's the one you want right there.
They're built hefty. That's what I'm told anyway.
Yes. How about that 18 of Andrew Player from Team Tang, your current reigning season champion? He's been quiet as of late. The first few races of the season, you saw his name up there, finishing on that podium without a win, but still solid finishes. Hasn't I think he was out last week, but having some rough weeks before that. He's currently back in 23rd. He's looking to change that luck around and try to pick up a win here tonight.
Well, he qualified in 18th place. He's picking up a spot or two here and there. Not in a hurry to get to the front, which is fine. He's within 2 seconds of the leader. You know, that's the way these plate tracks run. So every truck in the field is on the lead lap still. That is not something you usually see at a plate track race in any other league in iRacing. Mark my words. You go to any other league in iRacing right now, you're going to have a couple of trucks that are DNF'd or, 2-3 laps down. Every truck in this league is on the lead lap right now, all 35 of them. That's saying something.
And we do have a couple of them. They're going a lap down now, but they've also dove down into pit lane. That's Mike Taylor and Chandler Paul.
Yep.
I think they realized their fuel situation and that the field was coming up on them, so they said, let's do a 2-for-1 here. Let's just get the pit stop done and head on out there and get right back to it here for the final sprint for the end, as maybe a little bit of airage going on up there on that top side, as it looked like Adamson lost help there for a quick second. A big gap forming up right behind Dustin really as well. He is noted he is one of the best pushers in the game, or I should say simulation.
Yeah, you're gonna make Adam mad.
I know, but at the same time here, you got some guys trying to keep on creeping up here, like the 751. Mike Adamson just leaving his space, knowing that, you know what, we can just let these vigilante force guys kind of attack at each other.
Yeah, let them burn their gas. And hey, look, a gap just means you can get a run. So if you're within 0.8 of a second of the truck in front of you, you can just hold it down and get a huge run. And we've seen some great passing, even on the outside, from these guys getting runs. Speaking of runs, check out the 81 of Osborne here. He gets a huge run on the Goodweiser 28 truck. Looks like he's not going to try to. Well, he is going to go to the outside line, but he doesn't have any help. So that run didn't really benefit him there. But now he moves to the inside line behind Chipman.
Yeah.
What you got there, buddy?
That caused a little bit of a checkup there. I don't think those guys on that bottom side saw that one coming. Visibility here at these plate tracks, super important, but very difficult to actually have. This is one of the very few times that I think people in VR have a very big advantage, being able to actually look around and observe their surroundings here and kind of get a good picture of what's going on compared to the guys that are, especially those guys that are stuck on the single monitor. I know, like Jonathan out there, he's racing on one big TV and a controller in his mouth, basically. So he's an exception and an exceptional driver at that. But I got a feeling, I think we're going to see probably a really good finish by one of these guys that has the triple screens all set up, or VR.
Yeah, you got Russ Endicott in that 57 Wayland machine out there running. He's had a pretty competitive night. Just picked up 14th place as he's running on the inside line right there. Ladies love outlaws. You know the rest of that lyric, like babies love stray dogs. Maybe not a lot of Waylon Jennings fans out there, but I'm sure one of them.
Yeah, I am too. And speaking of busted, my iRacing just crashed on me, so I'm going to have to go with y'all
Okie doke.
for now till I reload this thing. I don't have the most up-to-date computer system.
I think you're still on a Packard Bell 386.
It's a DOS something. I don't know.
You're running MS-DOS?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Big checkups from the pitting.
Yep, we got people jumping down into pit road. Oh, the 82 gets into the 92 as the pit road comes a cluster here as the 33 who just fought these guys down onto pit road. That leaves 747 of Albert Anderson out in front, and we got a whole mix of people here. You can see people gaining, gaining, and losing as they continue to try to find that shuffle and figure out what people are trying to do here. So this is what we were talking about a little bit earlier about the 3 wide and how are people going to manage to figure out pit stops and whatnot. Well, here we go. I guess we're trying to figure that one out now ourselves.
Yeah, I can't believe we didn't get a speeding penalty on that gaggle of trucks that was coming in. It looks like a couple of them were really, really moving when they hit the cone, but no black flags so far. But here comes another gaggle. Another big group of trucks.
This is a massive group. I mean, the last group was probably about 5 drivers. This one's in the teens to 20s as these guys all come on down into the pit lane. Albert Anderson kind of led that charge. Mike Adamson now, he's got a pretty good pit box up here towards the front. Everybody making sure they don't get a speeding penalty or anything like that. Oh, that's Mike Adamson, excuse me, not to Mike Everidge. We got too many multiple names over here, especially Dustin. We don't need any more Dustins. Jonah Long out there in the 7 machine, guiding team, Tang around. Look at them all lined on up pretty here. You got Long, Eaton, Wade, Player, and Laster all grouped on up, and they all last pitted right there in the lap 22 range. So it's going to be a question, are they going to try to push it here to get to that lap, or the completion of lap 47 to pick up those stage points? How about a full team up there getting some complete stage points? That'd be something.
And look, you're going to have a bunch of trucks that are maybe going to get trapped a lap down here from taking this early pit stop. unless they get a caution before the stage break and get a wave around here. But Albert Anderson saying, great job moving up, son. Pulling for his son, Albert Anderson, the third out there. Annalie Tovar out there saying, Team Tang, but Team Tang, baby. Thank y'all so much for joining us out there. We appreciate it.
And indeed, no, maybe some lack of communication kind of kept the 23 of Sean McDonald out of the loop, and he ends up coming down into pit road all by himself, and that is not what you want to do here at these plate tracks. Yeah, it might be nice to not get involved in some incident. However, you're going to be lacking the all-important speed coming on out, which is super important here. So right behind Laster, you're going to have the 49 of David Kelly, the 123 John Gallagher, 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon, all up inside of this top 10. That's up to your top 8 right now, all grouped on up. They got about a 35-second lead over Jess Vaught, one of those guys that had just recently pitted, and he's got some people there hungry behind him trying to help him on out. The 37 of Dustin Riley, 3 of Austin Paul making up some ground, 81 of Osborne there with him. You can see Jeremiah Burke and Dale Adamson working well together here as they're looking to the outside to try to sneak up inside that top 10 there as well. 64 Trevor Robertson, talk about picking up the draft at the right time, setting the fastest lap of the race, a 50.46. out there, just being able to catch right onto the back bumper of the 92 Greg Klein here. And big shuffle here with the 81 of Jonathan Osborne.
This is some of the cleanest plate track racing I've seen in a long time. And thank you so much, Crazy Bomb 305 out there saying, let's go Team Tang. Number 7. Let's go number 7. Jonah, you got this, son. Thank you so much.
33 gets sideways, 37. Oh, no.
Now,
Ooh, that one hurt. Oh, yeah, just loaded back in for that, Brown. Kind of walk us through what was that?
Oh, man. Caution is out as I got some team-on-team violence. Started by what? I don't know. Let us find out. Heading on back up to our chopper camera guy. Thankfully, he's got enough fuel in that thing to last a few hours as we dissect this incident here. Let's go ahead.
Push.
Go ahead and rewind it from first glances. That's what it's looking like. Just a firm push there. 33 of Vaught. Oh man, just getting beaten, battered, and bruised by his teammate there. Really goes down onto the apron, and then of course when bumpers don't line up, good luck from that point on. 37 gets up into the 3 and the 81. Oh, that even looks like the 28 George Rincon goes for a little bit of a tumble there.
Yeah, and we normally see as a great pusher. Something happened there. And this is going to be the stage caution, just so y'all know. They're going to call this, for the stage. They're going to call this it. Here, they'll be fine. Just get that thing put in the pits. Use that fast repair, and you'll be fine.
All right. Well, so if that's the case, Team Tang picking up the points here tonight in this first stage. Long, Eaton, and Wade all in that 1, 2, 3 player. Laster, Gallagher, Dixon, a whole bunch of people on up there. I know Dixon's part of that Goodweiser team picking up some points there for himself. He's looking to pick up his first win on this season, as it looks like Trevor Robertson and Jeremiah Burke electing to stay on out here. Same thing with Mike Adamson, as we kind of get a weird shuffle here. Everybody trying to get all either pitted or not.
It looks like we lost Jess Vaught due to a upload packet loss problem, so connection issues from the 33 Vigilante Force truck. Hopefully he'll be back and not miss too many laps.
That's not good. You don't think he just ripped his controller or his
he might have smashed his modem with something. I don't know.
Yeah, his wheel. I mean, it wouldn't. It was just one of those things. I don't think it.
I
I
got a
don't think he was upset about it. It's part of racing. He just got a little bad push by his teammate.
feeling race controller Lori might have taken a frying pan and
Oh,
possibly
no.
frisbeed that one across the room.
Yeah.
Upset at the Vigilante Force team for causing a caution then, but nonetheless, we do have a caution here. We'll be getting right back up, ready to rumble here for lap number 48 is when we expect to take the green flag. Let's go ahead and talk to tonight's stage winner, and that is going to be the 7 of Mr. Jonah Long. Let me click some buttons and do this. Hey, Jonas, guys in the booth, got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you were talking to me earlier, man. You were hoping to you'd get a chance to come up here and talk to us. Well, you picked up the stage win here tonight, and talk about a big stage win there for Team Tang, all lined up and good and ready. Were you guys good on fuel, or was it going to be super, super tight?
It was going to be really tight if the caution didn't come out. I think,
Well,
actually, no, I don't think we would have made it, actually.
Well, I tell you what, you and Team Tang really showing out tonight, working together great. Hopefully you guys can stick together and make something happen here. As a Georgia native, have you done much like real life racing? Have you done any karts or street stocks or anything in real life?
Yes, sir. I have raced go-karts in real life for the past year and a half. So, yeah, I do a little bit down at a track a little bit north of my town.
Man, that's awesome. So this is helping your skill a little bit here at a simulation iRacing. What do you think the rest of the way here? What is your strategy besides win the thing? You got any other
Get everybody
clues
into the
for
top
us?
6.
There you go. You heard it here.
Heard it here. Team Tang on the hunt here tonight. Well, congratulations on that stage win there, Jonah, and those big 10 bonus points here, man. And good luck here for you and Team Tang the rest of this race, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Let's get him.
Yeah, they're all up there, man.
Get him humped
They're all together.
right back down there with Team Tang. And how about that other Team Tang member, the 013 Brayton Laster? He all week long, he's just, man, I just want to finish better than I did in that real life ARCA one, man. And I wish I could have had that one back. Got caught up in too much stuff. And how about that? He finished up there inside that top 10 there with him. So, whew, we got a whole bunch of guys hungry here tonight.
Yeah, the pizza man's got something to prove here, boys, and he's doing pretty good out there. Gonna start outside row number 4.
I love the pizza thing. Every time I get happy when I hear you say the pizza, pizza man. I mean, I know that we could be friends with this guy because he likes pizza.
Look, he needs to come down here. I work in a pizza place.
Well, it's really a beer joint that serves nice pizza.
Yeah, sure.
Well, a brewery. I'm sorry to call it a beer joint. Apologies. An upper class brewery style homemade beer and nice pizzas.
Brewery and pub, yeah.
There you go.
Indeed, as Jeremiah Burke, Trevor Robertson get ready to head on back to this green flag. Gonna have Albert Anderson, Mike Adamson behind him, Jonah Long, Dustin Eaton, Dustin Wade, Brayton Laster, John Gallagher, David Kelly, all up inside this top 10. Boys, I need to rest my voice here for a minute. So let's let these trucks do the talking for us as we crank it on up. And back live, because of course the sound didn't want to work. So that lack of crank it up segment is brought to you by who knows what. As we remain green flag racing here, we got that 753 working well on that bottom line with the 64 Trevor Robertson giving him a big old push. The 751 Mike Adamson up on that top side with some help from teammate Albert Anderson trying to get the Team Limitless all up here, 1, 2, and 3. You can see Team Tang working it out, trying to figure out who's gonna go where and trying to tag team everybody up here at this front. You also got John Gallagher just kind of sitting there riding himself on around.
Check out Team Limitless. They just split up. So now they're controlling both lines. My goodness. Let's see how this is going to work out. Let's see if Anderson can get clear of his teammate and he'll drop down or not. Looks like he's choosing not to. He's going to hold up the outside line just so he can keep his teammates here close. Great,
that's
great
happening.
strategy runs.
Dustin really just had a pass-through penalty. That had to hurt right there. Just served it.
Indeed. It looks like the 753 of Burke deciding to come on down into the pits by the look of it. I wonder if he wanted to come down into the pits but might have missed it that first time around during the caution. So he is coming on down all by himself here. Whole bunch of people trapped a lap down after that caution was waived. David Fite, Chandler Paul, Josh Bittner, Russ Endicott, Greg Dobson, Mike Taylor, Dustin Reilly, Kelly Keel, and of course Jess Vaught, who was able to get all reconnected, are all stuck a lap or two down. But don't throw your hat in on these guys just yet. Just a couple of cautions. They get those waiver rounds, they're going to be right back up into it. But we still do have all 35 trucks running here this evening.
Well, I apologize for the crank it up. I know it was me because I talk about the communists and I talk about Bill Gates and the Zuckerberg clown. So it's probably my fault, Brown. I apologize that it's attacking your computer right now, but somebody has to, fight for what's right in America. And that's what we're doing here at AAA and Vigilante Racing.
And I did see Kyle Vaught's comment there, and I laughed a little bit. We cranked it down as we follow here with the 3 of the Rubber Ducky man himself, Mr. Austin Paul, just kind of sitting back here and cruising. You can see all the trucks. Oh my goodness, it looks like rush hour traffic over there on the Acadia Freeway. But nobody's throwing those pistols out the windows just yet, as we still got a little bit of ways to go, but time is starting to wane on these drivers.
Look at Team Tang. These 3 drivers up in front. You got Eaton, you got the Pizza Man, and you got Jonah Long right there, nose to tail on the outside line. They're very, very tight on each other. They're going to make great gains when they come out of turn 2. Let's see if they can get clear of the 747 of America's Driver. Limitless has got the inside line right now. Here comes Osborne up behind Team Tang. Let's see what these guys can do as they come around and take the backstretch here.
I'll tell you what, who's very comfortable running up front at these plate tracks, that's America's Driver, 747 of Albert Anderson.
Sure, yeah.
Up 28 spots. Dustin with a Y. Dustin Eden's behind him up 28. This is where Albert loves to be, right up front and in the thick of it here.
That indeed. How about that 90 of Daniel Baker up 14 spots on the evening up here in the mix now. He was kind of saving his stuff here for this final stage, and here he comes. He's getting all teamed up here with that 81 of Osborne. He's got the 29 of Hot Rod Mayberry sitting right there behind him as well. And, of course, that Bad Luck 13 machine. I guess it's not green anymore. As Osborne gets a little squiggly there. No, we got a guy going down onto the apron, 64 Robertson, able to get it all collected. Almost. That's
Yeah.
That was your leader, Eaton.
and we gotta pile up.
Something happened back there. Let's see. Russ Endicott is involved. Bittner, TrackDogsRacing.com, TrackDogs.net, he's involved. Ooh.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look back at. Originally, I saw the orange truck and I thought it was the Gorilla Glue machine, but no, it was a 14. Let's kind of see.
Race leader.
I wonder if it was maybe a little bit of a firm bump as he was trying to change lanes here.
Yep. Bumped, and then he tried to change into he wasn't clear.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't quite clear. I was actually just talking with oh man, yeah, and just nothing you can do once when you hit that grass there. It just slides right up into the absolute carnage. 28 of George Rincon getting snagged up in it. Looks like the 4 of Deion Jones, as well as 58 of Robert Shipman, the 48 Jack Dixon there as well. I think the 55 Ricky Wittenberg got tagged up in it a bit there, as well as the 82 of Mike Everidge. So that one took out a good chunk of this field here. But yeah, I was just talking earlier this week discussing about the why we got copyrighted and whatnot with Jess and Lori, and I was mentioning to Jess because he was trying to get Mayberry to try to run a little bit more aggressive. You know, don't be scared to get that clear call and move. Well, I told you, you can adjust that clear call to a distance of your choosing in that INI file, and depending on how close you really want to cut it, man, that's that's where you can see a big difference as we get a whole bunch of people coming on down here into pit lane and driving on off. Looks like Anderson and Cawthon decide to stay on out. Laster, Everidge, Long, Adamson, and Adamson all coming on down and into the pits here, trying to get some stuff done.
Kelly Keel and Sean McDonald also with a meatball flag. They had to come down and get some damage repaired. Josh Bittner with a black flag there, the Pennsylvania native in the 84. I think he might have sped coming in or leaving pit road here.
Or he was super damaged and just came right on in without pit speed.
Oh, he might have entered the closed pit, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what he did. He needed to. He had no choice. So that'll just give him an EOL, right?
Right, yeah. It's better than blowing up.
Well, he's talking about it now to Lori, so.
Oh, he had a passing under yellow because some of the guys that were getting their lap back, I guess, came around him when he was coming in the pit lane. So
it can get confusing here when we have a big crash. And it wasn't even a big crash. It was a fun crash. I enjoyed watching it.
They did clear his black flag, by the way.
Okay, good deal. Everything is so above board here. I love the way they monitor everything, and they got really good rules. This is a great place to watch iRacing. I know that. I'm sure the drivers enjoy it.
Right. Lori's got her hands full, that's for sure.
Yeah, she does. She's got a lot of trucks to pay attention to.
That they do. And how about this guy that's sitting up here inside this top 10? Let's go ahead and talk to that 123 John Gallagher machine. Hey, John, it's Guys in the Booth. Got a copy here, buddy?
Yeah, I sure do.
Hey, man, you're looking pretty good in that Kingsford machine. What you got grilling up over there? You're sitting here in the top 10's final stage of this race, coming up on just under 40 laps left remaining. What are you kind of making of the chaos going on out there?
It's the driving is actually, guys are doing pretty good. I'm trying to stay middle pack until we get to the end. So no damage. Haven't used my fast repairs yet. Having a good race. I don't know. I can't say anything better than that right now.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask you, because you've got a perfect looking truck. You said you haven't used any fast repairs, so definitely keep those banked. I predict we're going to see some aggression up here in the first. You got 4 rows of trucks in front of you here, so
yeah, I can keep my eyeballs moving, man. Thank you.
Hope to see that F-150 finish well tonight.
Yeah,
Thank you
good
very
luck to you.
much. I'm looking forward to doing good.
Man, he's grilling up something. If I'm grilling something, I'm down here in Alabama. I got to use some of that Alabama sauce on it, whatever it is.
I smell smoke. Yeah.
I
smell.
You ever had that Alabama sauce? Well, that's something.
Is
good.
that the white one?
Yeah, it's like the white barbecue
yeah, it's
sauce.
great. Yep.
Vinegar base kind of. It's really, man, that's the wave of the future. I never would have thought Alabama would have been ahead of the times.
That Carolina,
but they are
good too, man.
That is real good. It's kind of a play off of that, but it's white. The white sauce.
Sure.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I don't know how I got on that.
Style dry rub stuff and St. Louis sweet barbecue sauce, but that's stuff on the East Coast, man. It's great too, man. I love all kinds of barbecue.
I like to try a little bit of everything. Brown, do y'all have a special barbecue up there where you're at in the New England area?
Nah, we got the dairy.
Well,
They just put milk on all their meat. They just douse it with 2%.
Oh, but well,
then-
it's maple syrup. We also do maple syrup.
maple syrup on the barbecue?
Oh yeah, but you gotta get that maple
Are you
barbecue going.
serious?
Oh yeah, baby.
I mean, I get it.
Caramelize it. You gotta
I
caramelize
get it. I mean, you do it on bacon, right? That's pretty good on bacon. So
Sure, I'm down
you
with
might
that.
be onto something. I'll try it. Sounds fun. Here we go. Getting close. Is that Laster in the green orangutan
Yes,
machine?
it is.
Yes,
the
it is.
013.
That's a
Yeah,
good looking
he's
truck.
lined up right behind that 10 of Andrew Cawthon, 747 of Albert Anderson. He's going to have some help from the 753 Jeremiah Burke as they line up nose to tail here, heading on back to that green flag. You can still see that 7 of Jonah Long hanging around up here at the front as well. Whoo, talk about a great restart for the 747 and 753. They're not going to allow that outside lane to gather up any momentum whatsoever, staying nose to tail. And the 7 of Jonah Long, I think, recognized it here pretty quick. He's able to jump right up on there with them, and there goes that 013 of Laster there as well. Look, we're going to watch to see what Team Tang has cooking here, seeing if they don't try to do a little shake and bake on the Team Limitless. As the 90 of Daniel Baker up 17 spots right now, looking pretty good. Same thing with that 29 of Dave Mayberry, one of the lone vigilante force guys still left up here kind of towards the top and on this lead lap. Greg Klein did get a lap back at some point, so he's back up here in the mix, but you know he's at least used one fast repair, if not two, as it looks like David Fight trickling down into pit lane, maybe to serve a penalty or
black
something.
Flag. Yep, he has a black flag. So did Klein. Klein's was cleared. I'm not sure how that was parsed. I don't know who had one for what, but yep, Fight coming down, serve penalty. Oh, a lot of movement up here in the front.
Yeah, a lot of side-by-side jiggling and jangling going on. You got the 746 Dale Adamson still hanging around up there right in front of that 123 John Gallagher, who we just talked to. Gallagher, one of those guys, he's been pretty close on some of these finishes, just not quite able to close it off, but he's done his job, done his homework, and has put in the meditation work to remain patient here tonight, doing a fantastic job. He's got the 28 of George Rincon up there to the outside of him. It looks like he's got the 68 of Dustin Wade coming up right there behind him.
Team Tang seems to be everywhere up front, but so is Vigilante Force.
It's the paint jobs. I mean, you can spot them a mile away. I love
I
those.
love
paint
the
schemes.
coordinated paint jobs.
And I
love
like
that.
a lot of people got this AAA you mentioned earlier. We got AAA all over these trucks. It's so nice of them to give us a little love, and we don't pay them. So that's pretty nice. They're doing it for free.
And we're not joking about sponsored, not sponsored. They're not sponsored. Excuse me. As the 01 Kelly Keel looks like he's going to try to drag Vigilante Force up here to the front up on that far outside lane. 33 of Just Fought still stuck a few laps down here. Same thing with Kelly. They're going to try to get that lap back the hard way. Running up there, up on that high side, up against the fence. 14 looks like if Eaton is going to join them. Here comes Mayberry as well. He's going to try to help with this little bit of a charge that they got going on here as well. Unfortunately, I think it was a little mistimed. They had to check up just a little bit, but they're gathering that momentum up again and quickly as they continue that push up here to the front.
Yeah, he jumped out, and it was almost too late, and it almost ended up a block instead of trying to help him out. But now they're together. Now they're speeding up. Now the outside line's moving. So
Yeah, and another interesting fact: it's starting to get cloudy. The track is cooling down to 81. Might get a little more chippy out here, a little more grippy, a little more chippy. What are we? 2/3 of the way through this thing?
Hippie, yeah.
Yeah, I am a hippie. I would like to have been a hippie. I mean, it seems like it was a fun time.
That indeed, as my Boston Bruins are getting their butts whooped right now by the Florida Panthers. giving him a heck of a game right now.
What is that? Highlight?
Well,
Oh my
What are you
God!
watching? What are
High
you
lie.
watching?
It's
I don't
hockey.
know. Oh, it's
Hacky.
hockey.
it's
Hacky.
Hacky.
playoff time. The best
What you
best
from?
time
Go watching hacky.
to be alive.
Hey, that-
playoff hockey time.
It is. Playoff hockey is great. I'm watching
Oh, okay.
the Stars down here
Yes,
playing
we
the
got
Wild.
3 wide action going on up here at the front, and of course Mayberry guiding that line of Vigilante Force guys. Their beacon of hope right now. He's trying to get up here to get the lead. He's one of the only ones on their team that's up here towards the front and on this lead lap. Oh
He's gotta
man,
stay clean.
whew. I got worried there with the 746. He got a little loose there in the middle, but he's able to gather it all back up together. No, let's go Panthers. No, get out of here.
They're trying to bait you, aren't they? Evil affairs. I
love
like this. You're gonna get him mad. We're gonna see Brown riled up after that.
How about Andrew Cawthon leading this? Well, I guess you can call it a middle line. Doing a great job out there tonight. Andrew Cawthon in the 10 started way back in the back of the field, up 31 spots. Your hard charger right now. So, congrats, Andrew.
That indeed, and you can see the pack of hungry drivers sitting there just waiting to pounce, just begging for an opportunity to make up a couple of spots. And here they come up on the outside lane. You got that Vigilante Force team being a big old force helping out the 29 of Mayberry. One of those guys, Mayberry, we talk about a lot of these OG guys that haven't picked up a win here. Mayberry, one of those guys. He's just been on the outside of a few of them, and
I got to pull for him now.
Yeah, he is one of those guys winless here in the Vigilante Racing League, and looking to change that here tonight as we go 3 wide, racing about 10 rows deep here at Talladega. Still being led by that 747 of Albert Anderson on that bottom side. Last pitted lap 44, so just remember that as he's now 20 laps into his fuel run. As we continue to race under the green flag. Oh, little bit of a squeeze there by Mayberry. Oh, no.
Mayberry.
Here we go.
There it is. That's a good one right there.
Oh, my goodness.
Hang on,
Baker
boys.
was collected in that 57-68.
Mayberry was.
Oh, man. Cawthon was
On his
even
side.
collected in that.
That's not good for him. He's having a hell of a race.
Oh, man. I do not take responsibility for that one.
No, that was on them. That's on the drivers there. It's not our fault.
That's not the curse there.
Well, I fully intended when I had a... Next time I was going to key up the mic, I was going to say something about, man, I'd love to see either Cawthon or Mayberry win this thing, and both.
Well, it's on you there. Mayberry
Well, I
came
didn't
down and
I think he might have gotten that clear call from that AI spotter. Starts drifting on down, and just I think originally he was good. If he just committed to it, it would have been okay. It was the kind of little bit of a double take, I think, and then it was starting to kind of get squeezed almost 4 wide here, and you can just see there's absolutely no room whatsoever. 747 to Albert Anderson. Talk about an escape artist here. That is a Houdini-like escape as this caution happens right behind him, and the 10 and the 29 just getting all tangled on up, and you're gonna see just how close all 35 of these drivers were running together. No room to be had out there on the track. A whole bunch of people getting snagged up into this one.
Here comes some guys, pit takers. Rutabaga.
You know what saved Albert Anderson right there? He had bald eagles flying out the tailpipe. America's driver just saved him, put a shroud of just around him, kept him safe. Nice bubble of America. Good job on his behalf, but that's why he likes running up front right there, I think, because anything could happen. It's Talladega. It's like the Daytona. as we just saw. And what do you think, Brown? Do you think the number 10 also, as Mayberry came down, it looked like he kind of hesitated. I think it scared him a little bit. Got out of it, and then.
Well, the problem for the 10 is where's he gonna go? He can't go low.
Right. He's stuck, so he's kind of one of those things.
It's one of those things, and you don't want to lift, but you kind of have to. And at that point, it's like you also got to remember, these guys are traveling at 180, 190 miles an hour. You ain't got no time to think. You can only react,
super nerve-wracking, right? I mean, that's crazy right there when you're in the mix. People are moving and shaking 3 wide. You're hyper-focused, and it's pretty intense here, honestly. Whatever rig you're on, I know this is a simulation. It's not a video game. Just let's be honest, but you can almost feel the pressure, right, when you're in the driver's seat here.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, we also have to mention the 01 of Kelly Keel and the 33 of Just Vought. They were able to scrape through that one scot-free, clean, and clear. I think they're going to be able to... I think they're going to get a waiver around here because they were in front of the lead lap cars, and we had some pit stops happening here. So, good job on the luck there for those Vigilante Force drivers. Let's go ahead and talk to another one of these drivers here. Adam, how about talk to a guy who just moved all the way across the country? Let's go ahead and talk to our good buddy in that 81 machine, Mr. Jonathan Osborne here. Hey, Jonathan, it's the guys in the booth. Got a copy here, buddy?
Might not have everything set up yet.
May not.
Howdy, guys.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, there he is. Glad to have you back out here on the track, Jonathan. I know you've been busy with a whole move and everything, and you were waiting on the rig to show up, and thankfully you're able to jump back out here in action tonight. And boy, talk about getting thrown right into the fire pit, man. You're in the midst of a active beehive of crazy traffic going on around you here tonight.
Yeah, it's quite nuts out here. This is literally the qualifying laps I turned was the first laps I've turned since the last race I did. So it's since what was it, Phoenix? It's been quite the race.
So glad to have you back, man, and good luck out there as this race starts to wind down. Is pit strategy going to kind of be the name of the game here towards the end?
I think that it's going to be strategy because I think we're 4 or 5 laps short, and my crew chief isn't working, so I can't clear my tires or anything, so I'm going to have to take a full pit stop this next stop, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, man. Well, good luck to you. We're super happy to see you back out here on the track with us.
I'm super glad to be back. Y'all have a good one.
That's so good to talk to him, and that was a little insider baseball stuff right there. He's going to have a little issue at the end of this thing when he has to fuel up. I guess getting that rig all the way from Phoenix to New Jersey, don't have it just dialed in just right yet, huh?
Nah, man, my rig didn't even move, and I'm still having problems over here as we get ready to jump back to green flag racing. Look at this. Talk about chump to champ, champ to chump, and then back from chump to champ. 92, Greg Klein was looking to be in dire straits, starting outside here of the 013 Brayton Laster, 7 Jonah Long, and 29 of Mayberry still lined up right here all together. 747 Albert Anderson, 753 Jeremiah Burke, Trevor Robertson, and Dustin Eaton up in here as well as they make their way through that tri-oval and down that extra couple hundred feet to the start-finish line to head on back to green flag racing. We're under the 30 laps to go mark, so you know it is absolutely go time here for these drivers. Pretty much everybody trickling all down onto pit lane, so you know they're going to be, for the most part, good on fuel. Maybe not for the guys up here at the very front, but these guys sitting here behind them, if they can do some fuel saving, I think they'll make it here to the end.
Yeah, great restart for the guys on the outside line. They were very packed, close, tight together.
Look at Anderson.
What
What?
you got, bud?
He's just driving up like he stole it. Just driving past Klein.
Man, might have to do a tech inspection on that 747 machine here coming at the end of this thing. But here comes the 64, Trevor Robertson, trying to get a big run here on the outside lane. He's going to have the 14 of Dustin Eaton there trying to help him on out. You can see the 751, Mike Adamson, finding himself back up here in the front of this kind of gaggle here as well, right behind them as they make their way down through turns 1 and 2 and back down onto the back straightaway here, nose to tail, side by side, with 26 laps remaining here tonight.
Ooh. Greg is on his bumper there, Albert Anderson, that is, and really pushing hard. Kind of got him a little squirrely, but Albert is so good up front. That's the name of his game right there.
Man, we got a whole gaggle of people. I don't know what happened here in the mid-pack to get such a separation, but we got 2 wide, 3 wide. We got a mix of people kind of bobbing and weaving, trying to catch back on up. Thankfully, I think these guys still have the draft of the trucks in the main group in front of them here, so if they want to close that gap, they can. 55, Ricky Wittenberg, part of that ain't dead yet team, trying to stay on pace here as well. We still, oh no, we do have a couple disconnections now. Dale Adamson in the 746 and the 23, Sean McDonald, calling it an evening here tonight. Looks like the 57 of Russ Endicott, he's going to be in the pits for a little while, getting some repairs done to that machine as well. So we're kind of down to 32 trucks running out here, and 28 George Rincon a few laps down. Same thing with the 72 of the man Chandler Paul, as everyone starts to try to tighten back on up here inside this front group.
Here comes the 81. He's got a Limitless guy in front of him, and he's got a couple of Vigilante Sport Force guys right behind him. They're trying to make that third line work. And look up in front here. Got Limitless guys nose to tail now, outside line. Let's see if they can do something.
Yeah. Oh, look at the 14, Dustin Eaton. He saw that run coming. He's not scared to jump on up there to push things 3 wide up here at the front. You also saw the 18 Andrew Player peek and try to maybe do the same thing, just not quite able to get it to stick and find the room. But here we go up here on that far outside lane. 14 of Dustin Eaton with a run side by side with the 7 and the 64, making it 3 wide. Ooh, firm bump there from the 751 of Mike Adamson.
These orangutan, team orangutan, man, they are all up in the mix here. What a run by that team.
You know who's sitting in the catbird seat right now, though? Is Albert Anderson. He's watching all this fighting going on behind him. He's loving every minute of that, but look who's got right behind him, Klein. I wouldn't surprise if Anderson gets Klein coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that guy.
Yeah, well, all that's going on up there near the front. The 13 of Earl Evans does some ping-ponging back and forth between a couple of lanes there, beating and banging the doors, but he's able to get it all settled back down and trying to get things all back up and running. As, like you said, that 747 flying like a 747 right now out in front of that 92 of Klein. Here comes Team Tang, though, on that middle to outside lane right now. Got the 7 of Jonah Long trying to he's not satisfied there with a stage win. He wants the big time win here and find himself trying to lock it in for a playoff position right now, getting a big push by that 64 of Trevor Robertson.
Well, guys, we had a short track, then we had a road course, 3 short tracks in a row. Now we're at a super speedway. Next week, guys, Dover on the schedule, the Monster Mile. How do you think these guys are going to do at the Concrete Monster?
Let's get through this one first, and then we'll talk about it, because
they're coming up on lap traffic here. This is going to get interesting real quick.
because I don't know how that one is going to play out. 21 laps to go. Lap traffic 4 wide. Oh boy, the squeeze.
Oh, man.
Squeeze, and they were able to make
Great
it
job by
work.
Rincon.
George Rincon, great driver. He gave him room.
64, 33. Oh no.
Yeah. There's something. A little bit of a crash there.
Mayberry involved. Vaught involved. See that other truck.
Thankfully,
Vaught was driving like real angry. I think he's mad he lost his internet earlier.
Thankfully, that one, I don't think anyone other than the car contact and some spins, I don't think anyone hit anything.
That's great news, especially for guys that may have already used a fast repair.
Yeah,
or two.
just a little bit of tap in there. I think if you're gonna have one, that's where you want to have it, right there. We have that huge runoff area.
Absolutely, yeah.
And kind of spaced itself out. Hey, it gets too intense, and we need a break every once in a while. This has been a really good race. They haven't done. I think this is kind of par for the course. If you're gonna watch a real truck race, this is simulating pretty much a real truck race. You're gonna have about 20 laps of good, and then a little bit of crashing and stuff, and then another 20 laps of green flag racing.
The green flag runs have been so much fun to watch, and this is typical super speedway racing on a professional level, and these guys are not professionals, so keep that in mind as you guys watch out there here tonight. Thank you so much, Wolfgang Farrow, for joining us. Then how about them Panthers making Boston look weak?
Oh, you just had to do that, didn't you?
Oh well, I don't follow it, so
emphasis.
I'm going to
you
read
put
it.
on that.
I'm going to read it, and I'm going to put as much emphasis as I can on it. My mom used to say I have that aggravation gene.
I think
Kind of stir stuff up.
Brown's quiet now. He's kind of angry. You made
he's
him
probably
angry.
mad at me. He's
See,
probably
you-
turn around, look at his TV, and see how bad it is.
It's not good. Not good. We are currently down one of our best players and future Hall of Famer in Patrice Bergeron right now. So just saying, they're missing their captain out there on the ice, and
It's
They're
a series.
demoralized.
It's one game doesn't make
they
the
can't
fact.
win it all, and it was 5-2, and I'm sure they pulled the goalie trying to get some stuff.
Oh well, no.
So
Oh, here, everybody's coming down the pits.
Oh yeah, well this is go time. I mean, under 20 laps to go, you want to make sure you have enough for a possible green-white checker finish here tonight. Speaking of, let us start a poll.
Oh no, Rutabaga.
I love the polls. We need to do more of these. I think they're fun.
That they
Josh Bittner
are.
busted for speeding in the pits. Michael Taylor also with a penalty. Go ahead, buddy.
That indeed, as we take a look up here at that poll that is up there, be sure to get those in. Do you think it's going to be a green-white checker finish for us here at Talladega? Just note, we also only have the one official attempt at it. So,
Oh yeah.
so just be on the lookout for that as an option as well. 7 of Jonah Long with a very quick pit stop, able to leapfrog over Albert Anderson there, taking that splash and go. David Kelly jumping up a few spots. How about that? 33 spots made for that 49 machine of David Kelly. 123. John Gallagher still up here in the mix. 14 of Dustin Eaton. He's up 25 on the day as well. Mike Everidge, Brayton Laster, Mike Adamson, Jeremiah Burke, Andrew Player all up inside this top 10, but Dustin Wade, Andrew Cawthon, who's up 21 points, he's there creeping up on it as well. I mean, still, again, anybody all the way back to 28th, and Mike Taylor, as long as you're on the lead lap, you got a shot to win this thing.
And this league is all about consistency, right? So, Andrew Player, you're defending VRL season champion, in 10th place, started in 18th, working his way up through the field, being careful, trying to stay out of danger. Watch the 18 Andrew Player, because if he's in an advantageous spot coming out of turn 4 on the last lap, and there's a big wreck up front, watch for that 18. He might be able to find a way through here. So he's one of those guys that knows where to go, and he's consistent.
That indeed, as we get side by side here, getting ready to go back to some green flag racing with about 17 laps to go, as this race slowly coming to an end.
Your poll is kind of one-sided, it looks like, so far. A lot of people saying, well, yeah, of course it's going to be a green-white checker because it's a Talladega race. But we've seen green flag finishes here. It does happen. And if there's any league that can pull that off, it's VRL. I have it on good authority that these guys have run flag to flag at some plate tracks. So tonight we might see a green flag finish. So I still voted yes on a green white checker, by the way. Full disclosure.
You're not supposed to tell.
It could happen.
There's no exit poll in here. There's only one poll. You're gonna sway the voters.
Oh man. Good fun. Alan, where do you want to be right here on the restart? Inside line, outside line, in the back, in the middle?
Oh man, right.
What's your favorite spot right now, if you could pick?
Right now, any spot but where Jonah Long is.
Oh man,
I would not want to be Jonah Long in this position.
Maybe like outside row 3.
Oh,
that's probably a good spot.
That's not a terrible spot. I do want to be on the inside, just not up here at the front, as we get things all lined up, because you just have a little bit more escape room on that inside line. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, a little bit of a stagger start there. 7 gets a good jump with some help from that 49. They're waiting for that 14 of Dustin Eaton to fill that gap, which he does. 747 Albert Anderson waiting on some help here from the 123, as well as the 82 up on that outside lane. You can see there, though, Jeremiah Burke and Mike Adamson trying to get back up to their brother in arms there. That's 747 of Anderson trying to get all tied on back up as we make a charge here down through turns 3 and 4. 747 drifting on down with a big run. Big help there from that 123 of Gallagher.
So if you're Team Tang right now, look at them all grouped together. They rule the inside line right now. If I'm one of those guys, I say don't give up the ship. Stay together, stay cramped up close, right on one another's bumper. Points are important. Stay with each other. Don't let anybody jump down. I think these guys are going to do great.
I'm real concerned if I'm Albert with my nearest teammate. What is that? Michael Adamson is in 7th. I don't know.
He's way back, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he can get to him to help him out. So this is where you get white-knuckled racing right here.
Well, John Gallagher in the 123, that Kingsford machine, that F-150, he's got help from Everidge right there behind him, and then you've got Adamson back there. There is a shot. If these guys can get up there, they might be able to do something. Now that here comes some more help from behind.
Yeah, Robertson slowly creeping on back up to that back bumper of Adamson. He's got some help there behind him as well, like the 10 of Cawthon creeping on up. 18 a player. He's locked in, separated by a single truck there of Jeremiah Burke from his teammates there of Team Tang. So they're really trying to work things together well here. Coming up just under 15 laps or so to go as they continue to make way and make haste here at Talladega. Jonathan Osborne trying to make that outside line work to his advantage here. He's going up to the outside, trying to skirt around the 01 of Kelly Keel. Not quite able to get that run, though, as he's kind of just a lone truck trying to go at it.
Yeah, and the 58 of Chipman in that Intel Snap-on truck. He's doing a great job on the outside line there. I believe that's a Ford F-150 he's driving out there tonight. Kind of petty blue. Doing all. Stay on the outside.
Yep, running a kind of blocker there a little bit. 81 Osborne might have scraped the wall a little bit from some side-to-side contact. He also had the 90 of... Goodness, I'm usually really good with names. Why am I forgetting this guy?
That's Baker.
Yeah, Baker. 90 of Baker there, throwing some weight around up there, as well as you can see the 84 of Bittner trying to hang on to this group as well. I mean, I was just talking about, Bittner on that last restart. He was starting way back. He's now up to 17th and slowly making up positions, all with Chud up on that front of that truck here tonight. I finally found out what the backstory behind Chud is. It's a stuffed fish for his dog.
Oh, I thought that was a scud. Remember back in the
that's
Desert Storm, the first Desert Storm, they hit the scuds, they would just launch them into wherever. That was Saddam Hussein. It might be over the younger generation's head, but that was something.
Nothing that A10 can't do.
Oh, man, I think some
Mike
people
Adams
saw
hit the
some
wall.
stuff. Oh, good save there. As we had trucks pointed 45 degrees.
Something.
Yeah, some people did something, that is for sure. I think we had so much movement of people trying to change lanes at the same time. It's like if you're in the far left lane on a 3-lane highway, you put your blinker on to move back to the right, but the person in the far right lane wants to move left, and then you somehow meet in the middle. I think that's kind of what happened here, but everyone's able to kind of figure it on out. And of course, Albert Anderson getting that leapfrog back over Jonah Long, who held the lead there for just a second, and then all chaos was breaking loose. Is able to tuck back into line on that bottom side. But here comes that 123 Kingsford machine turning and burning here in that middle lane. Is he going to try to drop down in front of the 747? Does not look like it. He's going to hang around there with that 82 of Mike Everidge making some noise here late.
What are we about 10 laps out? But 10 laps here can be an eternity. So we got to keep our heads together and finish this thing out. But so far, this has been awesome. Ooh, we got a little beating and banging up there.
That indeed, but you might say eternity, but for these drivers, time is running out. You don't want to be too patient now, because you just might run out of that all precious laps. As that 747 leads the bottom lane there in the middle, kind of falling back just a little bit now, that 123, but here they come again. Big run from that 82. Trying to get that big old push. Who's that running up there? That's the 90. That's Baker coming up with a big charge up here into this top 10. You can see the 33 of Jess Vaught there kind of in the midst of this pack as well. He is still stuck. No, he is now 1 lap down. So he is almost right back into it. He's holding into that lucky dog position, so if something were to happen, he would get that wave around and get back into this mix after really having some really big bad luck here in kind of like this middle stage of the race.
Danny Baker had help there for a minute, but Jeremiah Burke went low on him. He's got help again. From the 81 of Osborne. Let's see what he's going to do. Well, he's going to leave Osborne hanging there. Whoa, look here. We've got some radio communication is key. Vigilante Force moved to a 3rd lane, but now Klein's going to get stuck. We got a lap truck up here. That's the 98 of Taylor. Ooh, baby.
Ugh,
that was a little close for comfort.
Interesting. Wow.
I'm telling you. This is one of the most fun races I've ever watched with you guys.
Yeah, this really is entertaining.
Great.
We had a little bit of everything, lots of movement out on the track, and we still have
really going on a lap down there.
Isn't that crazy? Such a great driver to be going a lap down like that.
Goodness, with a little bit of a shake and bake, I think the 33's kind of got the 10 out of line there, getting him a little loose, so he's going to move up a couple more spots while dragging that 10 machine on back to that front bumper of the 81 of Osborne. Osborne really nowhere to go, and the 10 was kind of losing some speed there. Gets kind of air shoved up into that outside wall. As still up here at that front, 747 guiding the way here in that middle lane, though. The 123 of Gallagher really trying to make things work. It looked like the 82 kind of got shuffled and bustled there.
Yeah, it's getting pretty tight quarters up here as we crank the laps on down. Less than 10 to go here. Ooh, the aggression's ramping up. I can feel it, boys.
Indeed. There goes the 33 up to the outside lane. 123 losing all help there in the middle. Here comes the 33 with the 01. Oh, and some more drivers as well, trying to get all their laps back all here. Looks like the 785, Greg Dobson, is going to try to drag on into this train as well for Deion Jones. Tagged on in, so 3 wide here once again at Talladega, about 6 or 7 rows deep, a couple rows back from the leaders. Oh, and a squeeze play made by the 123 jumping up to that far outside lane.
Well, and we mentioned it a lot, but Kelly Keel in the 01, one of the best.
Oh, we're going 4 wide. Oh, and we got a wreck behind him.
Osborne's around, 751's around.
Everett's wrecked.
Flag is still green, and there's still wrecking going on.
There's wrecks all over the place.
Chipman in the 58, I think it's maybe around where that started.
Well, what was strange about that, Brown, there was a kind of a crash in the back that didn't affect anybody in the front, and then we had a crash up front in turn 1, so I guess you're going to have to figure that whole...
Let's go ahead and kind of squiggle on back here. We'll take a look at...
58 and the 81 started the thing, I believe, at the start-finish line.
Let's find out. Oh, it looks like bumpers just weren't lined up between the 58 and the 81. Sending the 58 up into, the 82 of Everidge, who was running so good, up into the outside wall, and you can see the 81 drifting down the around the track and getting into the 785. And Mike Adamson in the 781 there. Now let's move on up here to the secondary thing.
747. Watch the 747 and Eaton. That's where the second one started.
Yeah, it looks like that's actually the 753. Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. 747. Is that kind of like an arrow thing where you just kind of get sucked up into the 14 a little bit there?
It seemed like it.
Or, he could also just might not have seen his turn-in point here heading into the corner. And, it's 753 of Burke getting tied up in it. The 92 of Klein. Oh, the 14 of Eaton almost gets rolled on over. And a whole bunch of mess going on up there. And, ooh, goodness gracious. This is...
A couple more disconnections here. Dale Adamson done for the night. So is Trevor Robertson. So the drivers of the 64 and the 746 up on the trailer. They're headed to Dover next week.
I just tell you what, that was something different that we normally don't see. The crash started behind, didn't affect anybody up front, and then they just decided up front that, hey, let's try to outdo the guys in the back and have our own crash, I guess. But it's
I'm
Talladega.
not sure that's what they were thinking.
Well, they weren't thinking
That's
that.
what
But
happened.
Talladega, man, we're getting near the end, so this is what happens.
Tell you what, if I could pick any track to go to watch, it'd be a close one between Bristol and Talladega. I mean, totally different racing, but both of them so much fun to watch, and you're going to see a show, and it's just unpredictable what's going to happen. And we're seeing it here tonight.
Having a good in Dover. Don't they have the high banks at Dover?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Dover, I enjoy Dover.
That would be a fun one to watch too in person, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd have to go to Delaware, which...
Oh, no, I'm not going there. I'm banned from there. Everybody knows we're banned from there. You and I don't think Brown's probably allowed. He's probably allowed.
Well, it's far away. I don't want to go that far.
I'm never going to go there unless it's the spot where this one guy dropped his bicycle. I want to see that. That's the monumental place.
It's called Brandon Falls.
Yes.
Delaware, I think.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
Oh, we're gonna get
I don't know,
copyright
they
strike
must-
again.
They must have a waterfall or something there. I think it's a park.
Hey, why we gotta quit stressing Brown out? I'm sorry, Brown. We're
Yeah,
just
sorry.
talking about like
I'm sorry.
places,
He's sorry.
historical places. This is a hell of a race. Having a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, speaking of historical places, we're here at Talladega, virtually, of course, for this Vigilante Racing League race here this evening, and we're going to have ourselves some new history being made as these guys, looks like we're going to get a couple attempts at a green-white checker here, Alan. I think we're going to, it actually might be a green-white checker here for the start, and then if we need so, we do have that green-white checker in the bank.
I love it. We only have one official one to do, but like you said, we're going to get one shot. We're going to get a green flag before we enter that territory. So here's the guys that are going to have to start sweating, are the guys that took fuel just a little bit earlier than the rest of the field. So they're kind of hoping that, well, let's go green the rest of the way so we can make it on gas. I don't think they want to see this thing extended.
No, I got a feeling you are correct on that one. And how about that Vigilante Force team coming on? They were able to get that lap, or a couple of them to get that lap back. Just fought. He's now back up onto that lead lap. I mean, at one point he was 4 laps down after the disconnection. So great fight there. But story of the night right now, Team Tang. They're not monkeying around, I'll tell you that. Jonah Long up here at the front. You got the 49, David Kelly, starting side by side with him. Albert Anderson hanging around with the 123 of John Gallagher in row number 2. Row number 3 will be 68 of Dustin Wade with the 013. Brayton Laster trying to get to that Pizza Man Mobile up here to the front to get a good finish here tonight. 84, Josh Bittner starting inside this top 10. Same thing with that 90 of Daniel Baker. 14 of Dustin Eaton there, as well as the 82 of Mike Everidge. All those save fast repairs are starting to add on up. And of course, a whole bunch of other people right behind him. Wittenberg, Jones, Dixon, Paul, Player, Mayberry, Fight, Cawthon, Earl Evans, Jeremiah Burke, Greg Klein, Chandler Paul, and Jess Vaught all on this lead lap. Just based on the number of trucks we're still got running, eyeballing here, I would say 28, 29 or so. Did start here tonight with 35, but of course Talladega is a beast, and she'll take it to you if you're not careful, as we get ready to go back to green-white racing here with a green-white checker finish attempt here tonight, with the 7 and the 49 getting all lined up side by side here. Green flag is out, and away we go. Ooh, look at those guys jiggle as they throw that power down. There is no lift in these drivers whatsoever from this point on. You can bet it's going to be cutthroat maneuvers from moving on up.
Yeah, here we go. Ricky Wittenberg diving down to that inside line. He's watching where the motion is going. Everidge a little bit slow on the inside line. He's going to dive down below the yellow line. He's got a lot of aero damage. He felt bad about holding up the inside line, I think, and it's going to sacrifice that spot.
That indeed, the 123 John Gallagher doing his best to push that 7 machine of Jonah Long. He knows this is his best opportunity to pick up a win, is just to continue pushing that 7 machine here at the front. But the 747, he's got other plans. He's pushing the 49 of David Kelly, who's done a great job keeping it on all 4 wheels here tonight and making sure that fast repair is checked as he leads a lap here with now 2 laps to go, 3 wide behind him as people continue that shuffle and bustle. It looks like that's Jeremiah Burke trying to figure some way out to help out his teammate up here at the front. Got some people diving up here to the outside lane. How about Dustin Wade making some moves here? He's going to catch up with the other Dustin of his team. Dustin with a wide. Dustin Eaton going to try to make this 3-wide run here. The 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon hasn't made a lot of noise here tonight just yet, but he's up there on that outside lane trying to pick up a run and pick up a few extra positions here as well. Meanwhile, up here at the very front, the 7 and the 49 continue to go side by side, racing back down through back through the tri-oval. Are they gonna make it to the line? Yes, they will. White flag is waving. No more cautions here tonight. We are racing to that checkered line flag. A little bit of an incident there at the tail end of the field, but they're able to keep on running up here at the front. David Kelly there in the middle being pushed by that 747 of Albert Anderson. Here comes the 18 of Andrew Player with a big run from the outside. Big help from the 68 of Dustin Wade. We're 3 wide here up at the front. Oh no, there goes Brayton Laster down onto the apron. We're catching on up into some lap traffic here in turns 3 and 4 as well. Looks like they're diving out of the way. Through 3 and 4 we go side by side, making the exit. It's going to be a drag race here between the 747 peeking his way on out to that outside lane. Big contact, 3 wide, 4 wide, incidents happening all around. 123, John Gallagher makes it on through, picking up the race win here alongside the 90 of Daniel Baker and Ricky Wittenberg, finding their way onto a podium.
Well, we didn't talk about it. Coming out of 4, you don't want to be in the lead here, and that proved itself once again right there, didn't it?
Insane. That's why I had Andrew Player as my guy, and he just got caught up in that crap right there at the end. And my goodness, it would have been cool to see Kelly win or one of these other guys that, you know, that shows up every week.
Well, we got one, John Gallagher.
We did get one, and we also got a second place finisher, Daniel Baker in the 90. He's one of those guys that shows up every week as well. And Ricky Wittenberg, you know, one of the OGs, you know, one of the veterans of this league in the double nickel. Great finish from him, but wow, that was insane. I
thought Albert could almost get through there, and unfortunately he didn't. That was crazy.
At that,
We'll have a lucky draw, though.
Yep, the lucky draw comes out to the driver who finished in 16th here tonight.
I got Greg Klein.
After all possible penalties and all that stuff as they wrecked across it here.
Yeah, iRacing official says Greg Klein.
It's, as we follow this run here, coming out of turn number 4, you can see there Anderson and Kelly working well together until Anderson said, nope, this is my time, jumping on out to that outside lane. And it looks like Bittner jumping up there as well. What happened there on the bottom lane? I think a firm bump from the 123 just gets the 7 out of sorts just a little bit, sends him up the track into the 49, causing absolute mayhem. 747 launches up into the air to meet another 747. And racing back down across the line. The 7, oh man, if he could just keep the momentum up, he could have stayed up there on that podium, but it won't be enough as the 123 comes across the line. Your race winner, followed by that 90 of Baker and the 55 of Wittenberg. How about the 3 of Austin Paul filtering on through it there as well, able to finish up there in 4th.
Yeah, great finish by him, sticking with it. And I think Austin Paul's got the old school mentality of just go where they ain't, you know. Just stick the nose of that car in whatever direction that cars aren't. And I think that's what he did there. And he was able to pick up 4th place finish there and a lot of points.
That indeed. Let's get things all started off here with tonight's 3rd place finisher, and that will be Mr. Ricky Wittenberg. We finally get to talk to the man, even though I wanted to talk to him last week, but he didn't want the curse of the broadcaster put on him. Well, you didn't have that happen to you here tonight, Ricky, in that 55 machine, able to work your way on up through this field, up 23 spots to finish on this podium, man. Congratulations, Ricky. Welcome back to the Vigilante Racing League. And man, what a wild ride here at Talladega.
Yeah, and it was a crazy race. Talladega races are always crazy. Yeah, I mean, we brought the team back. I got Josh back in the mix. So glad to have him back in the league also. And our new team ain't dead yet. I guess the old man's still got a couple in him here. I just tried to stay out of the wrecks early, and I still had to use both of my fast repairs way sooner than I planned on. But then there at the end of the race, I was just in the right place at the right time, and I feel really bad for Jonah. It looked like he had a good shot at winning, and I don't know if he got hooked or what, but I saw him get turned, and I just took the left, and the next thing I know, I looked up, and it said I finished third, and I'm like, I don't know how that happened, because I thought I was going to be around 10th coming from the white flag. So sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and then tonight I was lucky.
You took the words out of my mouth. Better to be lucky than good. I was in 7th going into the tri-oval one race, and then I looked up and I said, holy crap, I won. It was one of those kind of situations. And but look, man, good on you for taking care of your truck out there and staying consistent out there. This track is just a monster, and next week, the Monster Mile, Dover out there. You talk about a cheese grater of a track, that concrete surface eating up tires. You guys got you and Josh got like a game plan or anything for Dover? Or y'all just going to go in there and do some practice and kind of wing it, or y'all kind of got something figured out?
I mean, I think it's a pretty good track for both of us. We both like Dover a lot. I think Josh is a lot like Martin Truex Jr., where he has like 6 home tracks. So Dover's one of the tracks that he claims is one of his home tracks. So we'll have to try to represent next week at Dover, and we got some other exciting things coming too that'll be fun. But Dover next week will be it'll be hard. I mean, you can have bigger crashes at Dover than you do at Talladega. So you've got to be real careful at Dover and not come up off of that second turn and let the wall eat your ass.
That's true. Talk about some of those paints we saw a lot of your paints out there tonight. You still doing the paint thing? You want to plug that a little bit and give some shout outs?
Yeah, D&D graphics and designs. I'm not just race graphics now. I do a lot of stuff with AI, which is really cool, but I'm saying another year or so AI will start making their own trucks to make money by itself, and I'll be put out of business by the thing I'm using right now. But hey, it'll, I'll look forward to the AI overlords. Try to get on their good side right now. But the design business, I still do a lot of graphics. I do race graphics and other designs. I can make logos for people. Still do real estate. So yeah, if anybody I know Mayberry does it out west. We're the east-west connection, I guess. I'm on the East Coast, so if you need help around Tennessee, East Tennessee, anywhere, I know Mayberry's a good person to talk to also. So if you get with one of us, either one of us would definitely be able to help you out. And before I got to thank Jess and Lori for letting Josh and I come back to the league. I wasn't sure when I would be able to race this year, and it kind of worked out to where I think I'm at least going to be able to run part-time, and we talked to him and was able to work our way back into the league, and real happy to get a top 3 finish here just a couple of races back.
Man, it was definitely a hard-fought, well-deserved third-place finish there for that 55 machine. Congratulations there, Ricky. Glad to have you back up here with us once again, man, and good luck coming up at that Monster Mile over there in Dover.
All right, thanks, guys. You all do an awesome job also, so thanks to AAA for a great broadcast. I'll kick back and watch the race tomorrow and analyze all the chaos.
Nice. Thank you.
That indeed. So let's move on up one more spot here to tonight's second place finisher. They moved the broadcast waiting room around.
Where did it go?
It moved down a couple channels, and of course the race driver meeting channel is a little busy at the moment, as you could expect. But we can move on up to tonight's second place finisher. Here is the 90 of Daniel Baker, who had his fan club out there in force here tonight. Congratulations there, Daniel, finishing up 23 spots there yourself up there in second place. I know you had a little rough and tumble ride there, kind of in the middle of the pack all race long, but hey, man, you made it on through.
Yeah, surprised me. I couldn't believe so much 3 wide. I can't believe how long we actually held it together. Yeah, it's a good race, man. I'd like to thank all 4 of my fans that come out. Brother W, Tree Bark, my daughter Jordan. It's a good race, though. I got lucky. The seas kind of parted away, and I lucked into a second place finisher.
Yeah, Jade and Jordan were both joining us over there on the YouTube channel, and that number 90, that iconic old school Gulf paint job on that Chevy Silverado really stood out tonight. And even with the little bit of damage that you had, you didn't let all the aero dissuade you from picking your way through the field here. Like you say, man, it's a lot of this is luck, and when the seas part, you got to take advantage, but it's also about consistency, right? So you were able to take care of your equipment and work your way up and dodge all the stuff that was going on. And are you one of those guys that can kind of read lines and see what's coming and join whichever line's got the momentum?
Did we lose you, Daniel?
I've got really good triples. Sorry about that. Got really good field of view. But the way I approach it more is I actually race the track. I really don't pay too much attention to what's happening right in front of me. Maybe 5, 6 cars. I'm in the middle of the pack. But yeah, you can see the momentum coming. It seemed like the highline really had a lot of momentum down the straightaways. Kind of lost it in the corners. I don't know. I don't know where the best place to race. I mean, I lucked into a second. I don't know which line was really the best. I seemed the most comfortable on the bottom, but it seemed like the middle or even the top was the fastest. It's nice to have the triples.
Well, it worked out for you with the triples. You did a great job getting a podium. I know it was a rough night, a lot of adrenaline dump out there. I'm sure you're ready to get out of that rig, but great job. You got anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Well, I thanked a couple. I think Jordan, and I wanted to mention Jade. I didn't know she was even watching tonight, but I had Jordan, Jade, my daughters, and Brother W, and Tree Bark, and Vigilante for even letting me have it. And Laura always does a great job at race control. She catches every one of my penalties. So I want to thank those guys, and you guys too, man. You guys are great. You guys are my favorite broadcasters. I appreciate y'all, man.
Awesome.
Thanks, man. That means a lot to us.
It really does, Daniel, and congratulations on that second place finish here tonight. I know you guys got another tricky test coming up next week over there at Dover, so you're going to have your hands full indeed. But, man, go ahead, go celebrate the second place finish here tonight, man, and good luck the rest of the season here, buddy.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, and with that, we will jump and talk to tonight's lucky draw driver of the day, and that is going to be Mr. Greg Klein. As we press all the buttons, we're joined by the 92 beaten, battered, and perused Greg Klein here tonight. I know at one point you were a lap or two down there, Greg, just trying to fight for survival there. I'm sure you don't have a single fast repair left, and your dang mechanics have worked their butt off here to get yourself through this race here this evening. But, I mean, we saw a lot of 3 wide, especially early on, that we weren't quite expecting to see.
Yeah, it was a lot more 3 wide than I expected, but there for a while we were making that work, and we didn't all crash somehow, but it was a rough night. This is not my favorite type of racing. I do what I can to try to survive it and hopefully finish. And, by the end, I was out of fast repairs. I got crashed going into the pits and then caught in another one. So I just did the best I could do, get the best finish I could. I mean, I still got a top 20, so I'm not going to complain too much.
Well, your Chevy Silverado is destroyed, bud. But I'll tell you this: we saw, I think, more tonight than any other race that we've covered. The teams were sticking together. You guys in the Force team were sticking together great. We saw Limitless guys finding each other and changing lanes to be with each other. Goodweiser was doing a great job of it as well. All the teams were, and the Tang team as well. How important is that? Is it everything here? I mean, well, I say that it's everything until you exit turn 4, I guess. But
Yeah.
is that really what is the main strategy here? Is just staying with teammates?
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to work with teammates, especially when we're on the same channel. We can kind of talk and discuss strategy and stuff. Man, that's the most important thing right now is get with your team and try to make your way to the front. We seem to keep finding each other and getting a line, and it worked out well for us. And some of the other teams are doing the same. Just the best way to do it is get with your team and try to make your way forward.
Well, I mean, you tried tonight. Top 20. Hey, that's not bad here. Next week, I'm sure you'll be better at the short track.
Yeah, I like Dover a whole lot more than
Yeah,
here.
I've-
Super
yeah.
Speedway is not my
He'll be
favorite.
climbing people.
Yeah, well, I thought you were going to client somebody early. We talked about it a little bit. You had somebody in your sights, but you let him make it. So, yeah, that was nice of you.
I had a good time pushing Albert there. We were trying to push him to the lead, and then I got wrecked out of that one, so that one kind of hurt. But Dover's a good track for me. I really like it a whole lot better than this. I didn't have English here to client, so I didn't client anybody tonight.
Thanks for that, buddy.
But now we'll go to Dover, see what we can do. Normally I run pretty decent there, so we'll see what happens next week.
Awesome,
man. Well, congratulations on the random draw here tonight and somewhat surviving this treacherous track here at Talladega. Before we let you go, Greg, got any final shout-outs?
The same usual. Lori and Jess for putting this on. It was hopefully a pretty good show tonight. It felt like it from behind the wheel. You guys for broadcasting. I appreciate you guys all the time for what you do. It makes the day after a lot of fun to go back and watch this. And just everybody that makes this league freaking go. My wife for putting up with me because she's trying to sleep. I'm her being loud, so I got to give her a shout out.
She gonna slam the door on you again?
She has not hotboxed me tonight, so
okay.
That's a good thing.
That indeed it is, man. Well, congratulations again, and we look forward to seeing what you can do over there at Dover there, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
All right. And with that, I think I don't want to speak too soon on it. I'll go kill a chicken myself if I need to. But I believe we broke the broadcaster curse here tonight, fellas. As we talked
we did.
We talked to this man earlier here this evening, wondering what his plan of attack was, and boy, did he ever attack. The 123, John Gallagher, your race winner here at Talladega. John, congratulations, getting your breakthrough Vigilante Racing League win here tonight, man. How does it feel to finally find yourself up there in victory lane?
Woo, it was great. This Kingsford board just had nothing but no trouble getting through the field. The guys were wrecking in front of me. They were wrecking behind me. I was getting lucky. And some guys would help me. These team players, man, they were tough. They were backing up the field, slowing us down for the pits. I could see that happening, so I just kept pushing forward and just not letting off, just trying to keep forward and just watching what's going on up front. It was great racing, it's good intense racing. I got to say the guys were doing a really good job. That 3 wide was very tough, man. I was on the bottom for most of it. I got a little bit on the inside. Down the ways I got in the middle a little bit, but it's good intense racing. I was enjoying every bit of it. And I'm a happy camper, let me tell you.
Well, we're happy too because you guys put on one heck of a show. Every Wednesday night we can log in and and know that we're going to see some great clean racing, but we're going to see some excitement too. And you did one hell of a job out there of staying out of danger, and that late race wreck right there, coming between turn 4 and the tri-oval there, is like the spot to make your moves, I guess, on the last lap. And you made the most of it and stayed out of all the crap that was going on. Congratulations, man, on putting that Kingsford F-150 in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, no, it was great. My last pit stop gave me enough fuel to make it to the end, and that last caution put me in a good spot. I pushed number 7. I wouldn't let loose of that guy. Those guys on the outside were coming at us like crazy, and I don't know if I touched him or not, but he got a little loose in front of me, and I just did not let off, and he kind of slid up, and I was gone. So. And whoever was behind me was pushing me along. So it was a great race, though. That's Talladega for you.
Well, savor this one. Next week we have Dover, which is the total opposite of what we got going on here. What do you think about that? What's your chances there? And also, who would you like to thank for this victory?
Key up on us, buddy.
Oops, Dover's a great track.
There you
go. You just don't. You gotta watch out that wall that plays with you a little bit. If you don't use your tires up too fast, it'll push quite a bit. So, yeah, no, I want to thank my Kingsford pit crew. They were great. They let me out of that field just fantastically. That was mostly 2 tire changes. I always took tires one way or the other. And my wife, she lets me do this every day. So Janet, thank you. And
Amen.
I love doing this stuff. It's great. It's great entertainment, and I hope the guys enjoyed watching it.
Oh, did we ever. Mr. John Gallagher of the 123 Kingsford Grilling Machine. Boy, did you grill some good stuff here tonight. Picking up the race win at the big old track here at Talladega, man. Congratulations. Go soak this one on in, and we'll see you back out here in action again next week there, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for being there. I'm glad to be with VRL. It's a great league to be involved in. And this is my first win, and yahoo! Let's go, bye.
That would be exactly my sentiment over there. I don't think it would be that light of a wahoo. I'll tell you that. I would be. There would be some beverages being cracked. That is for sure. But boys, that's Talladega all wrapped up for us, and I think we found ourselves with a pretty dang good show here at the end.
This is going to be a fun one to go back and watch. I'm probably going to go back and watch it as well, just because I thought it was a very good race as far as rhythm and stuff went. We got some good green flag stretches in there. We had some great action out there on the track in some incidents. But yeah, man, I love this one. I'm glad the curse of the broadcaster is broken, as our big interviewee there in John Gallagher ended up winning the race. So he started in 7th. John's no slouch here, Adam. I mean, he qualified well, and he raced consistent. He did all the right things, Adam. But yeah, we couldn't curse him tonight.
Well, thank goodness. We got to stop that. I don't know if that's fake. It's not real. It's fake news. I think we've heard that before.
Superstition.
Yeah. No, he had a good run. He was good in qualifying. And he just got, also luck. I'm sure he'll tell you it's a lot of luck to get through and finish this thing. Great race. Honestly, I don't have any complaints. I think when they go back and watch this, they should be pretty happy with their performance for Talladega, running 3 wide like they did for a lot of the race. That's a really entertaining race.
Yeah, that indeed. As we slow things on down here from the crazy high speeds that we just watched, and let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight. Again, just remember, all finishing order stuff, it's unofficial. We're not licensed to throw the official betting books information here. You know, we gotta just tell y'all it's unofficial. As we get 123 of John Gallagher picking up the race win with the 90 of Daniel Baker and the 55 Ricky Wittenberg rounding out that podium. A great run from all three of those drivers. 3 of Austin Paul, Mr. Rubber Ducky Man himself, floated himself all the way up there into 4th. 7 of Jonah Long had a great run there with Team Tang to finish in 5th. David fought his way back in that number 1 machine to a 6th place finish. 14, Dustin with a Y. Dustin Eaton finds his way up into that top 10 there in 7th. Jeremiah Burke in the 753 machine will find himself here in 8th. Dave, the myth, the man, the legend, finds himself inside this top 10 as well. Mayberry in that 29 machine gets a solid 9th place finish. And look who's not so bad luck anymore.
Oh, I got this one.
Mr. Sponsored Not Sponsored himself, Earl Evans, finding his way, finishing in 10th.
Round of applause for Earl picking up a top 10. I love your little puns too, by the way, about the fight. Clawing or fighting his way back. Anyway, Andrew Player, my pick right there at the end, probably doomed him. He finishes in 11th place instead of picking up a podium. Andrew Cawthon in the 10, one of those guys that got involved in those wrecks up in front. I thought he really had a shot as well. He'll finish in 12th place. 13th will be Dustin Wade in the 68. The 48 of Jack Dixon will finish in 14th place. Your outside row number 1 starting guy there, just fought in the 33. He'll finish way back in 15th spot. Still on the lead lap, though. We did have 22 trucks finish on the lead lap, which is outstanding for one of these crowded plate track races. Greg Klein, of course, our lucky draw driver, finished up a whole bunch of spots, finished in 16th, 17th. David Kelly in the 49. We thought we might see David Kelly pick up a win here tonight as they came out of turn 4, but Talladega did Talladega things, and he'll finish in 17th spot. The 18th spot belongs to Albert Anderson in the 747. Mike Everidge in the 82 will finish in 19th after starting in 5th. Pizza Man, Brayton Laster in the 013 will round out your top 20.
Number 4, Deion Jones, 21st. 72, Chandler Paul ended up 22nd. 37, Dustin Reilly, 1 lap down, 23rd. 84, Josh Bittner, good to see him out there. TrackDogsRacing.com, TrackDogs.net machine, 24th. 785, Greg Dobson, 25th. 01 of Kelly Keel, 26th. 751, Michael Adamson. Took a tumble there, ended up 27th. 98 of Michael Taylor, 28th. Robert Chipman in that 58 had some problems quite a few times out there on the track. 29th. 28, George Rincon ended up 30th. So glad to see Jonathan Osborne back in that 81 truck. He's ended up 31st, but hey, you got to get that thing warmed up. It's been a while for him. Can't wait to see him next week. 64, Trevor Robertson, 32nd. Russ Endicott, 57 Machine, 33rd. Dale Adamson, 746, 34th. And rounding it out there, another Canadian friend of ours, Sean McDonald, right? 23 Machine, 35th.
And that is your field here from Dega tonight. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it, seeing y'all out there in the chats and exploring the YouTube universe here with us. As always, we just ask that if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And no, I'm not going to block you if you're cheering on for your Florida Panthers or whoever you're cheering for. It's,
we're equal opportunity.
We're equal opportunity viewership here And either way, just be sure to get alerted every single time that we go live by ringing that notification bell, because you never know when we're going to go live. We don't even know whenever we're going to go live at this point. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. And if you enjoy any of the racing action that you have seen, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well. We need to trick that Mark Zuckerberg guy into allowing us back and stop copyright striking us and all that bull. So please be sure to do that. And of course, be sure to go ahead and check out the great sponsor over here for the VRL of Blue Fox Properties and Dave Mayberry. Give them a call at 520-850-4189. And man, this housing market is absolutely insane. Let Dave's 18 years of experience buying and selling homes all the way across the country, whether it's Tucson or there in Nashville, be sure to give him a call and get that free consultation, because, man, you need all the help you can get in this crazy, crazy world. Get yourself a good quality realtor today. So on that note, we kind of look ahead to what's coming up. We don't know exactly what's coming up directly next, but we do know next week, at least Wednesday, we have the Vigilante Racing League returning, and they will be headed over there to Dover. And then I believe the HCK Beagles Racing League, they're going to a not
Las Vegas.
Yeah, they're going to, oh, that's even better. That's even better than a plate track. That's going to be a fun time over there gambling in Vegas, and we cannot wait to host that one. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.